What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Daniel. Let's go, and we are back once more. If you are tuning in for the first time, we thank you for joining us. We hope you have a good time with this episode. And if you do, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. It helps the channel out tremendously. If you're returning, thank you for your continued support and always helping our community grow. On today's episode, we're gonna get into some crazy news, right, that we're seeing on the Twitter space with a possible online client for Lorcana, which will be very interesting. We have set chance coming up, and it's just right around the corner. With this first weekend on January 18th, there's gonna be at Top Choice Gaming in the city of Redlands. It's gonna be a triple case, and not only that, they're gonna have a special artist, Kendall Hall. So stay tuned. We're also gonna get into our Continental experience, the good, the bad, and especially the ugly. There's always a good and a bad side to everything, and it's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to get into, so stick around. This is the Lorcana Cookout.
Alrighty guys, so like Danny said, we're going to give you guys a little section that we're going to try to do now, a little Lorcana news. It'll be a quick section. So not sure if anyone saw it going around, but it was going around for a while. Still very, up in the air, not confirmed, but put it up on the screen right here. So there's a tweet, and everybody was tweeting about it. Everybody was posting about it on Facebook. Ravensburger posted a job listing on Indeed for a designing and digital TCG, and these are the job requirements. So it was a little snippet. So obviously people think, they might be doing an online client. I think they talked it on Zan's podcast that they saw it too, and they were hoping, excited obviously, but then also upset because they were hoping that this would have already been in the works, or hopefully a little bit out before Worlds. That way they can help practice and all that. So we'll see what this becomes of it, but obviously exciting for, I would say, a majority of the player base. I know I'm pretty excited about it. On top of that, like he mentioned, we're gonna have the Top Choice Gaming is gonna have the triple case set champs. So this is on this Saturday. If you guys are watching this, probably gonna be uploaded on what day we're on, Tuesday, Wednesday. Sorry. Also want to just apologize ahead of time for the late episode. Obviously, Continentals had us busy, and then me myself had a family emergency yesterday, so we couldn't record. That was my bad. So I'll try to get it to you guys as soon as possible. But back to the Top Choice Gaming set champs. They're guaranteeing it a 3-case tournament. And as you see here where I posted up, with any additional, I think 3 players, they're going to be adding a booster box after 32 people. So guys, we talked about it last week or on the last podcast. Top Choice Gaming is very generous with the pricing. They had a quad case, turned out to be a 92-player tournament, upped it to an octo case tournament. So if you guys want a big tournament, big pricing, big show out, make this pop, make this crazy event. They got an artist, Kendall Hall, does the befuddle. A couple of pictures of here are the cards, befuddled, Enchanted Mickey, Doc. So it should be insane, guys. Let's make this big. Let's have some fun right after Continentals. Might feel like it's dead, but if we make a big event like this, it might be a fun time, So that's it for the Lorcana news. Let's go.
Before we start, I do want to say one thing. Before we get into our Continental experience, I do want to say thank you to everyone that showed up to the LCQ, right? That showed up to Continentals. Thank you to everyone that came up to me, that came up to the Lorcana crew, the Lorcana Cookout crew, that expressed your greatest things with us, letting us know that our content is actually helping you guys out, and you guys love seeing our content. There was a couple people that actually did the shout out of Daniel, let's go, and
let's go.
Even let's go, man. Like even after my LCQ experience, like I was kind of down, and just hearing that and just talking with everyone, I just want to thank you guys. We are players. We're players here on this podcast for players, and it's a great feeling seeing everyone come up to us and saying, "Hey, cool. Do you guys have stickers?" We watch you all the time. It's great, and I just want to say thank you to everyone to continue to help our community grow, and we appreciate it from the bottom of our heart. Don't ever feel like discouraged. Just come up and say what's up. We're always there to talk about just Lorcana. That's what we're here for.
100%. So let's get into. I believe we're gonna get into now our Continental's experience. We'll go ahead and put up a little. Where's it at? Right here. A little picture of the crew, the cookout. All of them taking a picture by the book. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sad after everything that went down this weekend. Kind of upset that I didn't take any pictures at all. Basically, I basically just went on Saturday to play. That's why I'm missing from this picture. Baby is no guarantee when the baby's coming, so I was lucky enough to still go play on Saturday, and I basically just played. Didn't even see the homies that much because we're in a different room, but I'll go into it later when I talk about the experience. But a little bummed out about that. But
I think I gave you one plug. Good luck, and like that's literally it. And then I didn't see him. I didn't see him till this is the next time I see him right now with you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'll get into that a little bit later. But if you want to go ahead and start it off, Hector, how was it? How was it for you, man?
Alrighty. Well, first off, I want to say thank you guys, how Danny said, for the support, all the amazing thing that you guys done on this channel. It's been amazing. It's been great. It's funny because I'll be like, oh, like I'll watch your videos or whatever, and then I'll be like, yeah, the podcasting, and they're like, dang, dude, I was like, dang, you gotta follow the other one too. Because it's funny, I was always used to being the 24K Lorcana, and now some people just recognize me from the Cookout podcast. But it's awesome to have it as a friend group and being all of us, you know. Trying to help the community out. Honestly, I've been getting compliments on like how we discuss the meta and how we go about it, and it's very good that I feel like it goes to like the casual and the competitive, and it helps everybody unite as one. Now, my experience personally in that, are we doing this like the good, the bad, and the ugly part of us, or are we doing that together?
So I had it broken apart, but we could do it together, however you guys want.
Okay, I'll talk about just my game, like. I'll just talk about my personal experience.
Yeah, just talk about your experience, overall. And then we'll go back around on what like we think recommendations they should do, and what we should change. So we'll just talk about the experience right now.
Alrighty, guys. As you guys know, I went into the LCQ. I was gonna play Blue Steel. I'm not gonna go too much in depth of it. I did post a video on the list that I did good with for the case tournaments, and make sure you guys check that out. It's actually already up there in 24K Lorcana, so the link will be down in the description. But I did goodwill all the whole time. And last minute, the day before I switched 3 cards, I don't know. I really wish I knew if it was because of that. Because the one matchup I did lose, the 2 cards I did switch could have helped me a lot. I noticed that later on. But, there's a lot of things that went into it. And then I lost in round 2. It happens. It was kind of bummed out that it was to a good matchup. Because, that it feels bad. But it was good. After that, I just had fun. It was like, if I didn't go 5-0, I was not going to bum myself out about it. I was just going to go there, have fun. Was bummed out that there was no price wall at first. And then I found out how much you can just farm these Baymaxes and Cuscos. And then that bum out went away real fast.
But that so it was
cool, the little turbo zone, and go upstairs and play with friends a little bit, kind of go too. It was fun seeing just like the competitive event, the Saturday and Sunday. It was very top heavy though. It was so top heavy, guys. Like you lose 1 and like it was over. Like you had to go to even top 16, like 4 like you had to go like I think you had to to top 8 you had to at least go 4 2-0s in 1 split. That the rate to top a competitive Saturday and Sunday was a harder rate than to top 64 a DLC.
That's true.
It was literally insane. I was like, well, like if you top one of these, it's like literally more freaking cred than topping a freaking DLC. It was insane. I think if you get like 3 wins in 2 splits, you're like crossing your fingers for top 16. It was literally wild, dude. So it was good. Had a fun experience. It was just fun seeing you guys. The venue was amazing. The restrooms were so clean. I feel like I was like luxury number 1, number 2s every time I went. It was amazing. And then the venue, the chandelier, the stream. Since I'm used to Yu-Gi-Oh, I was bummed out about the 30-second delay. I know you guys didn't go on Saturday and Sunday, but me and Eddie did. And then some of the winners in the top cut, they would walk away, and it would be hard to hide their faces. So their match hasn't finished, and then they would walk away, and then we were like, I already know if they won or not. You know what I mean? Like So that was a little bit kind of bummed out. I liked it how it was in Vegas, kind of just like the play would happen and then everyone would go crazy and then they would win like live. Practically, it was only like a 5 second delay. But yeah, we can. Mickey was there, so people got their stuff signed. It was cool. I don't want to rant really about the good, um, the bad. I mean, I had obviously some negative experiences. The way it was ran, as in time wise, the
Yeah.
pods, it was pretty insane. If you're gonna say you're gonna start at what was it, 9 a.m.
Yeah,
I think
9
so.
a.m.
9 a.m. and then we're starting like at what 12:40 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
1 p.m.
Crazy.
10, 11, 12, you're starting 3 hours later minimum, right? That's pretty insane. And then some people that signed up did not even give the chance to play. I know they probably were rewarded, pretty good. I know they were rewarded pretty good, which is cool. But also like they did the pods and then they went alphabetical order and then they had to redo them and then there was a bunch of this and that. I know a lot of it, as I know some of my people that are part of staff and judging, is out of their control. But that's still not going to change the fact how my experience was. Right? Like I still waited for y'all 3.5 hours. I'm not going to change the fact that I waited that long. The 3v3, we were in a 3v3, signed up for like, I forgot, what was it, Danny? What time was it?
It was at
4 p.m. Right? Well, now we're starting LCQ at like 12:40, 1 p.m. As players, me and Danny are planning ahead to compete and go all the way to round 4, round 5, right? So we had to get the refund, and then we barely made it to like 3 p.m. and that. We tried to sign back in. There was slots that were giving us like, oh well, everything else got bumped up, but except that one and this and that. And we kind of fought it. They were able to get us in.
Yeah.
Guys, try to fight. If they're telling you no, and there's a reason to why is their fault. Try to fight and try to talk to them about getting in these events. The horrible that's kind of goes along with it. You guys know, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that had these issues on how some things were ran. I know Cesar only kind of went main event and then just kind of like bounced, but I can't wait to give us his experience because, as you guys know, some crazy things went down in that main event and some rumors. Man, they were strict. Some of it was good. Some of it was a little maybe too extreme to the point where, like, man, I felt that for them. But yeah, that was my experience. I had fun overall. It's their first Nats. Just like the DLC, they kind of fixed a few stuff. I believe in Nats. It's only going to get better. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt this time. And yeah, that's kind of my take on the whole experience. I'll let you guys take over. I know I've been talking for a long time.
Go ahead, Eddie.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I came in feeling pretty confident, prepared for like this meta. I went to as many tournaments as I could, tested as much as I could. I ended up going with a pretty like aggro purple still list. I had some spice. I had some locations. I even had an item. And yeah, because of the delay with the start, I mean, like we got up early because we needed to be there by like 7, like 8 a.m. Like really early. And I'm there the night before, book a hotel room, get up super early, have breakfast, and we show up, and then we show up right on time. But then everything got pushed back like 3 hours, and I was like so hyped and so ready to go right at 9. But by the time the tournament started, like I was mentally like kind of like fatigued just from waiting and waiting and waiting, and I heard like there was all these issues with melee. It was issues with the LCQ last minute spots that they were trying to fill, which I thought was really cool. They were filling spots. I know something we asked
They were
for in the
doing some
past.
last second fill-ins.
They were.
Okay,
There
that's
was a
good.
lot of there were a lot of people.
we're gonna get into it.
Yeah,
There
I
were a
can
lot
see
of
how it can be
people.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, so in theory it was cool. They went for it, but then in practice, like the whole system crashed. And then when they got pairings, at first they got paired by alphabetical order, like that was official, like I heard. Um, and then they had a repair. So
Me and Hector would have
literally,
faced each other.
Yeah, I was thinking about
yeah.
that too. Everyone's like, what part are you in, Hector? I was like, one. And then like someone was like, it was just adding up to like
Now
people's
we're
last
like,
names. We were
why
like,
are we in the same pod?
No, it was wild. And then like really, literally, like, do I have time for lunch now? It's like, are we gonna start? I'm literally like taking a nap, like
Yeah.
waiting, and then I'm like about to test the game, and then I hear, oh, round 1 started like 10 minutes ago. I'm like, what? I rush in, I look, I can't, and on Melee it doesn't have my pairing yet. I don't have anything. I go to like the main center, like where they're facilitating everything. They told me stand in line. There's like a line of people just like me who don't have a pairing yet, even though the round started. While I'm in line, I actually get my pairing. I go to my table. My opponent's not there. I found out that like 15, maybe 20 minutes of the first round already passed, and I was already reported as an 0-2 from a judge. So I didn't even get it. But then, so I was like literally like freaking out. I was like, I came here, I came here. I'm ready to go. I just want to play. I've been waiting all morning. I just want to play. If I'm gonna lose, I want to at least lose to a player. Not like this. So I was really lucky. A shout out to this judge. I forget her name, but she's an angel, dude. She literally knew the person I was supposed to play, like found him, brought him back to face me.
Oh
And
my
Damn.
gosh, I'd be sick. I'd be sick if I was that
Like,
guy.
no, no. I was like, no, don't bring him. Leave him where he's at.
And you beat him. And you beat him. Oh,
The
Ugh.
that's
fact that you
fucked up.
beat him, bro. So it's like it's so nice of you, but to the friend, it really isn't. I'd be like, I mean, I get it, whether they're playing, compete, like this and that. It's just like in these things, like as a comp player and a pro player would tell you, like if
Yeah.
you can catch a little break, we'll catch that little break. Like if I got a buy round one, like a legit buy, I'm not gonna be pissed off. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
earn it the right way, this and that. But like, hey, like you know what I mean? So but like that guy got dragged back to like face a solid player too. Like just to get to you two on him. Did you two please did you
Yeah,
two on
I
him?
did.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I'd be
Uh,
sick, bro. I'd be so mad.
you brought me
I-
back for this?
it was, and the guy was like super nice. He was super. He was like travel. He said he flew in from Chicago.
Damn, bro.
I was trying to it's hard to, it's already, it's so intense. It's like sudden death, best of 3. And right out the gate, it's either good news or you're done for the day. And I mean, there's side events and all that, but it was rough. Like even to win, like I feel it. I feel things, the pressure of the whole room to perform. It's intense. It feels like a top cut table because it is a top cut table right out the gate. And yeah, but yeah. So yeah, right out the gate, I'm like, I feel lucky to be here. I was like saved by some miracle, and I got at least a chance to play. I was feeling really good. But then round 2, I go against just my worst matchup. Literally, literally a deck with cards that I've never seen before. Like,
Oh my
I'm on.
gosh, don't say it.
I
Don't
I,
don't say it.
I don't want to say it, but I got to. They gotta know.
I gotta know what card you lost. It's gonna be funny right now.
It was so I'm on like aggro purple still, so I get paired up with a blue still tempo deck, which just plays fires the cannon. They play Calhoun, they play Smee, they play Tinkerbell, and they saw it all. And I lose the die roll. I roll Snake Eyes, and I run 12 one-drops, and I miss all my one-drops game. Like
That's
my first
crazy.
game. Yeah. So game 1, I wasn't even close. He ran away with it. He just kind of did every little thing I could do, and then ran away with it. Game 2, I'm on the play, and I'm running like Maleficents, and I don't see any Maleficents. This is not my day for Maleficent, apparently. I play it. At least I have one drop this time, and then at least I get going. I do what my deck wants to do. At first, I get to like around 8 or 9 lore, but then I'm
The
like
mob song.
I'm missing my rabbits. It's not looking good.
This is
And
worse
then,
than my
and then I adjust. Then I have a spell book, and I was like, okay, at least I'll play spell book. Start
which is
getting there.
spicy, right? He's
It
playing.
is.
He's cooking. He played the one spell book. He's
It,
trying to out tempo purple, red, and purple steel mirrors. Okay, then go on.
it's a one of in my deck. It just came up, and I'm like, okay, my book will give me lore every day. I already have the lead. I just gotta keep the tempo. Gotta keep the lead, and then he responds literally the turn after I play spellbook, he plays a Billy Bone on me. Billy Bones. Which most people
Caesar
don't
doesn't even know what it does. You don't even know what it does, Caesar?
Most people don't even know
it's
what
like
it
a
does.
it's like a 3 cost 4 something, isn't it? Destroys an
Worse
item. Destroys an item when it quests or something like that. It's almost like
Yeah,
Benja, right?
When Billy Bones is banished, it gives
Oh yeah, when
rid
Billy
of
Bo,
every
yeah,
item too.
there you
Where's
go, yeah.
Benja?
So like a worse Benja in any
Yeah.
possible way, but
It's the worst Benja, but of course this blue steel tempo deck has the out to like my item and my locations. It's just yeah. I mean after that he just took out my item. He took took out my board, and I was just unlucky matchup, man. And so I mean, unfortunately, I did not go far. I lost in the second round. I lost to a non-meta deck playing non-meta cards, and I was ready to cook Ruby. I know Purple still was doing work on those Ruby decks, and yeah, man, it was really a unfortunate draw, but that's part of the game. I feel like didn't really have much of a chance, with this one.
You lost to this, bro? Oh, it's not showing it.
Yeah.
Pick
It was funny, man.
up your
Billy
phones
Bones,
now, boys. Billy
Billy
Bones
Bones
go
kept
crazy.
coming up, and like in every pack I opened, I feel like there was a Billy Bone there.
Like, you kept pulling that card too. It was so funny. We kept making fun.
Oh,
That's funny.
on all my side events, and I mean, yeah. So after LCQ, I was devastated. I found this really cool tiki room. I think it's called Sam's Trader, something like that. Or I know it's a little expensive, but I was ready to splurge after that. Um, but I recouped. I had some homies there. Shout out to Javier. He was there with me in the hard times, and shout out to the cookout. Like we're all like have each other's back to do, the hard times and the good times, and yeah. So I started to enjoy myself. You know, the event was beautiful. The venue was amazing. It felt like a dream playing in the Disney hotel, like quality food,
That
quality
feels a
like
vibe.
coffee. We had pastry. We had like it was all like just glamorous, and I wish they could do like weekly events there. I would pay whatever they want for me to play there.
I would get drained. I would
you
get
know
so drained weekly, bro. You're wild.
or at least once a month. Like imagine they host like
Okay.
a set
Okay.
champs.
Yeah, there you
It,
go.
I would be there for that.
Disney set champs would be pretty sick,
That would be so amazing.
right?
But I mostly just did a couple side events. I didn't get to do any of the core competitor. They all sold out, and I didn't bother, trying to find my way into one. I just, built some decks. I was playing with a bunch of people. Ran into a lot of players that I ran into. Had so many like friends and people that I knew in the main event, like more than I thought actually. And then it was cool just running into so many different people. And yeah, and shout out to everyone who came up to me, and like I guess like I'm helping put Purple still on the map. Like people like know what I'm playing now. It's like it's a first for me. But it's cool. It's really cool. At the mid, like and there was a lot of drama, a lot of things that went down behind the scenes. But for me, as just kind of like someone mainly as an attendee through like Saturday and Sunday, like it was cool. Like it was. I know there was a lot of things I could have improved, but I appreciated all the effort. I understand the task they took was pretty like large and almost impossible to make it smooth and perfect. But for the first time out, I really felt like it was amazing. Like in the end, they had like the streamers, they had the party, like the championship ceremony was pretty wild. Like just the venue of like, or just like the watch room was massive. Like was the best.
That
Like
was nice. Yeah.
that was like we
It was
went to
cool.
a bunch of DLCs, but that was by far the best.
Yeah. Best looking one at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had rows, they
Oh,
had
definitely,
seating. It was not even close. Like
And then I
and
just. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, he said yeah, that's pretty much it. And like and I can't wait to see what they do in Worlds. Like I probably won't be able to
Yeah.
be there, but
Yeah.
I'll be watching.
I know you had said a little bit before Danny and Cesar have to go. I know James is not here right now, but I did want to say, like, because we were talking about how you didn't get any compliment, guys. If you're in like local around the area, try everything. If you really want to play, you will try to find a way to play. James got there early. He ended up getting a slot into the attendee, and then he ended up getting in the lottery for the LCQ. He didn't get in the LCQ, but competitive Saturday, competitive Sunday were both filled out. He woke up early, made sure he was trying to get in every time, and ended up getting into both events. And then in one of them, he was actually one. He made it all the way to the last round. He was short, but to top 8, but it was still really good. So like,
Yeah,
guys,
definitely.
there's a will, there's a way.
Give up. Don't give up.
But go ahead, Danny.
Oh, it's me? All right.
Yeah.
So, man, the only good. Okay. So, I lost round 1. I took RP. Hey, RP best deck, right? everyone's saying Red Blue's best deck, but who won? Hey. So I took RP, so it was the right choice. Maybe not the deck list wasn't the best. But first game I faced the mirror. First game, it was back and forth. I think I got to 18, and he was able to pull it out. He was able to pull the GOAT bounce package faster than I was. That's fine. So I'm going, all right, we're going to get this. We're going first. He went first game 1, so we're going first game 2. Draw 7. I think it was 5 uninkable. Yeah, 5 uninkable. Three cards. I think it was like all 3 drops. And I'm like, no, this is not great. Mo 7. No, it's 5 uninkable, 5 uninkable, 2 ink cards. So I'm like, Mo 7. I draw 5 uninkable, 2 cards that are both 4 drops inks, and I'm like, what is going on? Where are all my 1 drops and 2 drops, please? And so even off of that, I still have to hope that I keep drawing ink and just try to stay in the game as much as I could. So I go draw ink, draw ink, draw ink. So I'm like, okay, we're getting there. I think I drew into a brawl, so I was able to ink brawl his Flynn, since I'm going first. So I'm able to get it off on turn 3, so Flynn didn't really trigger. And then I was almost able to come back. I got to 18 again, but again, he was able to get the GOAT bounce package going. So unfortunately, I lost. Sucked, but I didn't give up, and I was able to keep going. So that was kind of the bummer. But the great part that turned it around, like I said, there was multiple people that said, "What's up? Hey, we watch your podcast. Hey, Daniel," and it turned everything around. And at the end of the day, it was a good event, like how it looked. But as you said, like how it looked. But as Hector brought up, we were in the 3v3. It started 4 hours late. We had to drop because of that, because we're in the impression like, hey, I'm gonna go 5-0. We're not gonna be able to play this 3v3 because I'm gonna make it all the way. And so we had to drop, and then we don't make it, and so then we're like, hey, let's sign back up real quick because we just dropped because of this. And so same thing. If there's a will, there's a way. Don't give up. See if you could talk to someone. See what they can do. There's always something that someone could possibly do. But other than that, I only went one day. Life stuff in life comes up, right? So I couldn't go Saturday and Sunday. But I had an amazing time. Just as Eddie said, the food was great. The venue was great. Hector said the bathrooms are great. I'm a big bathroom person. Hey. So it was great. Yeah, like they're super clean. They smell great. So yeah, I want to go to the bathroom. But
definitely the format they had was really interesting and cool because it's like if you lose in second round, then you get to put in this side event. If you lose the first round, you get to put in this side event. If you lose, on the fifth round, you get to be in the revival with the other people and they won. That did make the main event. That was pretty cool. Like how they still were able like satisfy the Saturday Sunday with the competitive comp players and stuff like that. But it just like it was very top heavy. I heard even the revival. Like for you to get like any worth prizing was like you have to go nuts. Saturday, Sunday, you have to get nuts.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess it is nuts, right? If they want to do like nuts, hey, you better do amazing today in order for you to get like your value.
Definitely.
To each their own. But hey, the Cuscos and Baymax for like entry, that kind of at least like help the casual base, right? At least for that aspect. But yeah,
they're solid cards. Hey, Baymax, shout out Baymax. But
that's my deck now that I'm using. So there you
go. but still on the ugly, right? So I'm not gonna name any names because we know these players and we don't want to just throw them out there. And I don't know if they want that information out there. But as we were saying, like they were trying this thing for the first time. They were trying to add more people in since a lot of people didn't show up. And I commend them for that, right? That's what we want to see. Hey, people are here to show up. A lot of people didn't show up. Let's fill these slots. So it's their first time doing it. Unfortunately, it didn't go as planned. And what happened was there are some people that actually said, oh, yeah, I'm in. I'm ready. I'm waiting to get paired. And that didn't even get to play. They said, nah, sorry, now we overbooked. And so you're not going to be able to play. And that's unfortunate. Like, I've been here since 7 o'clock. And then I'm here till almost 1 p.m. And I'm in. Like, hey, look, here's my ticket. I'm in. And then you're going to tell me I can't play out? You overbooked? There's no way, dude. Like, how are you just going to do that to the community? And it was multiple people. And so that's very unfortunate. And hopefully in the future they continue to fill slots when people drop, but not overbook. They have to be ahead of that. Like, hey, what are we gonna do if we overbook? How are we gonna help these people out that we're gonna say, hey, you're not gonna be able to play today, even though you came all the way out here to play. But other than that, everything else was great.
That's what's up. All right, so I'll try to talk about this quick.
Main event day one. How was your experience?
So I'll try to go through this quick. I mean, experience-wise, man, it was nice. I don't know if like during our lunch break they literally provide. Actually, for breakfast, I totally forgot about this. I got ready. I'm getting ready to go. I usually for these DLCs I bring snacks and stuff, so I brought little snacks. I totally forgot that in the email they said they were gonna provide us food. So I got there. They had breakfast. I had already ate, but nice breakfast. It was like decent breakfast. But the lunch, like they went all out, man. These lunch was like it was amazing. It tasted great too. But I mean, it was cool. The thing that they had us basically segregated from the rest of the event. We're like in a different room. In that room, we had all the food, all the water that we needed to drink, drinks and stuff. And then in that same room, they had like half of it blocked off and all the tables right there that you were going to be able to play. But I kind of didn't like it because a lot of, I guess, the people I mainly hang around with weren't in there. So like every time I finished like a match, I wanted to go down and like hang out with everyone. But obviously they're doing their own thing. So that experience kind of sucked. But I mean, it was nice how they treated everyone that topped. It was like we were basically like VIP and stuff. So that part was cool. But I'll get into the tournament a little bit. So right off the bat, I get in there. They sit us down. Everything ran pretty smooth. They started pretty on time, as they said. We sat down. They do the player meeting. Off the bat, they were pretty strict. I don't know if I didn't pay attention to the player meeting. I don't know if that's when they mentioned it, but the whole spiel that everyone was talking about EU, where they say, hey, they pretty much laid it out like there's not going to be any, like we're playing all games today. That's basically what they said. Like we're gonna play every round today, or every match you're supposed to be playing. So we want you guys to be playing 2 games every round and every round. Apparently, I heard that they didn't even want intentional IDs, which is in the rule book. So that to me is crazy. I couldn't confirm that, but I also wasn't gonna test it. I wasn't gonna ask, hey, do you want an ID, and then get disqualified for that. Like I just was not gonna risk that. But I heard about that, so that's crazy. That was a crazy thing, but. Let's just go through my tournament experience. I have it written down here. So obviously I get there, I show up, not confident at all. I would say that right off the bat. Basically I practiced the week of. Monday I started practicing, started jumping on Lorcanito and testing a bunch of decks. I think from Monday to Thursday I was probably playing blue-red. And then Thursday night to Friday, I was like, let's just do green steel. Dre and Danny were like, hey, I think it's green steel. And I said, bro, I've been telling you guys I've been practicing this. So I jumped back on it right away. I was testing some stuff. And I said, basically the list I have, feel pretty confident. I'm going to go with the thought process of hopefully 1-1ing red blues and kind of dodging them in a sense, which ended up happening, to be honest. But so lock in green steel. Show up round 1. I play against Amber Steel. I didn't know the person. I think I lose the die roll. I go first. I basically start what's it called? I forgot how it goes, but I basically win round 1, and then he plays on the play. I think he made me go first, and then I was doing fine. There's a lot of scenarios where this happened today, but I had like a whiteboard, kept everything standing. I just needed a song to get back in, and he was just top decking like song after song, and he kept damaging himself, and he slaps it down a Rapunzel tower, and I'm like, bro, what the hell? Like, how the hell am I gonna deal with this Rapunzel tower? Like, he's gonna keep damaging himself. He's just gonna end up top decking a Rapunzel, and this game's gonna be over. And sure enough, that's what happened. He had like 4 or 5 damage on his Ursula Singer. Finally finds the Rapunzel after top decking 3 storms back to back, storming himself. Plays the Rapunzel. Even that, I was like in a decent position. But I just couldn't find a song. I had to start swinging with my bodies to take stuff out. And I think he ended up shifting big aerial. And I'm playing Emerald still. Like, how am I going to take care of 1, the location, 2, a location that's giving them more willpower, and then 3, a big aerial? Like, That's not gonna happen. So obviously I end up 1-1ing. Cool, not bad. Obviously a little bummed out 1-1, but cool. We go to round 2. Only 6, 7, I think, Emerald Steel players, and round 2 I play a mirror. So not mulling for green steel. So luckily, like, the player didn't shift Diablo or anything, but I forgot what happened exactly there, but it did not go good. Game 1, I lost, and then I go on to play. And it's funny because we were complaining, both of us were complaining, like, oh, we have not shifted Diablo or even seen the one drop Diablo all 3 of our games that we played so far. And this happens every time. And as soon as I open my starting hand and I say I'm gonna keep my hand, and I had like the nuts hand, and I just blow them out of the waters. Like I just cook them, and it is what it is. And then round 3, starting to be like, oh, dude, 2 splits can technically only split like 2 more times. Like I'm starting to, feel the heat. I go against a blue steel player. They kind of bricked. I would say if they were facing anything else besides green steel, they probably would have been happy with their hand, but they weren't. So they were upset with their hand. I looked at his hand. He had like double chicha, something else. Like
was it lamb?
I don't know. I really don't know who it was. But they got cooked. I told them.
Nationality, was it like he like Asian, Mexican?
I think it was. Can't even remember honestly. I think it was like Caucasian. But yeah, he like had double. I think he ran turn 4, just hard play grab. I was fine with it because I just re-established board, but he ended up getting too old. Said he kind of bricked, and I said, bro, I'm sorry. Like, the first half of my day, I did not see the Diablo shift line, and against you, I just opened up the nets both games. Like, I apologize, bro. You just got cooked. Like, it is what it is. Like,
I apologize.
But it's not because he was bad, It's just I just opened up the nuts. Like, it is what it is.
Exodia, man.
Yeah, so it is what it is, and he got too old. Unfortunately, I feel bad for him. We go into our lunch break. Everyone was pretty much running smooth. There's a couple people that were playing a little bit overtime, but other than that, everything ran pretty smooth. So we eat lunch. Lunch was long because this time, which is how they should do it every event, if they're gonna provide a lunch, is they waited until literally the last player was done and then they started the lunch, because then it's unfair to like the people that were playing long. Because I think that happened in Seattle, where we went to lunch and like I was like one of the last people and my lunch was so short. So they did start it late, so I finished early. I got to eat, and I still had like an hour to go hang out at the bottom. So, anyways, we come back. I play first person I actually recognize. Round 4, I play Josh. I forget his full name, but Josh, the Atlanta champion. He was on. I sat down. I saw who I was playing. I'm like, oh, dude, this is gonna be fun. Like, this guy, I'm assuming he's gonna be on some wacky stuff. I'm like, I sit down, and this is my thought. I'm like, all right, this guy is gonna be playing some wacky stuff. Probably something aggro. I said, I'm going to keep my Ursula and just be open to him playing anything. So then I see a green-yellow, and I'm like, okay, this guy's playing green-yellow aggro. Then I start seeing, like, he plays the 4-drop Scar on me, the one that has an enchanted. He plays, I forgot what else he plays. Like, he plays some random stuff. Yeah. So I figured he was going to play random stuff. I was trying to play around everything. Like, I was assuming he was playing big Chernobogs in his deck. I saw Mufasa, so I'm like, okay, yeah, he probably is trying to flip some crazy stuff off the top. But unfortunately, I was playing green steel, so like he just ended up getting like, I think there was one game where he got like 18 lore, but like I wasn't worried. Like I had muses on board, I had my songs in hand, like everything was gonna get killed or bounced. So wasn't too worried about that, and I ended up 2-0ing him. Starting to feel good. I'm like, dude, I'm 2-0-2. We're golden. Round 5.
Yeah, you were on pace for day 2.
Yeah, I was on pace for day 2. Round 5, I play another Amber Steel. This one, so the first one did have Docs in it, but he was still playing more like the song build. So he had, no, not Docs. He had Mines in, but he was still playing Cinderella, Ursula's. So his build was kind of throwing me off. The guy I played on round 5, he was a Team Labyrinth player. I don't know his name. I'm terrible with names. But he was playing for sure like Still Song. Same thing. There's a point where I just had like a bunch of like characters standing, just hoping for a song. I had Ursula, I had Muses. I just needed to see a single song, and this happened like a lot of times during the day, and I just could not find a song. End up going 1-1 against him. So yeah, there's that. And then after that, round 6, I look at my pairings, and I see the person that knocked me out of Seattle. Michael Majors, I think is his name. I'm like, all right, I guess it's a rematch. Let's do it. Oh, the thing that sucks about round 5, this is why people say, keep your deck list quiet. I didn't want to be mean to the homies because I was sitting with Matt Old at the time, and Matt Old was sitting with him. So he asked me, he was like, what are you playing? And I kind of avoided the question like multiple times throughout the day. But I finally gave in. I said Green Steel, and sure enough, I play the guy that's sitting with us. Now he knows what
Why
I'm
would you say that?
now he knows what I'm playing. I don't know what he's playing, so that might have been a reason why I didn't 2-0. Who knows? I don't know if he actually knew. I don't know if he molded for it, but I did say I don't know if you heard. So there's a possibility, So this is why people say, keep it quiet. So round 6 after that, I played Michael Majors. I'm like, all right. I sit down. I'm like, all right, bro. I guess it's a rematch. So first purple red player I play, should be 2-0ing these. But once again, I'm put in a situation where I'm just looking for a single song, and I probably would have gotten the win, and I just could not find it. It was like 3 turns where I was just waiting for a song off the top. I think I had like a beast on turn that he couldn't kill for a turn, so I drew 2 cards. And it was like 4 cards deep that I just did not find a song. I'm playing... Oh, I was going to show a list the whole time I was talking, I forgot. I was playing like 20... No, like 18 songs, I think it was. Some crazy number. So to not see the song was a little wild. But... Whoops.
We're 18. 2 Zeus, 4 Bruno, 4 Sudden, 4 Storm, 4 Raging.
Yeah, so it did suck, but it is what it is. Then I go on my turn, and I just kind of open the nuts. I think I shifted Diablo. I think I shifted Diablo on the same turn. I played Ursula. He brought it. Played another Ursula. He brought it. Played another Ursula. Did not have Brawl. Double Sync Sudden. Or play my John, double sync Sudden, and I just kept discarding everything. Shifted. I think I brought Basil out, started discarding every turn. He was like, all right, bro, I'm not going to win. So I ended up 1-1-ing. I'm like, all right, guys, this is it. Last round. I'm 2-0, 203. 303 gets me locked in for sure. I just need a 2-0 this last opponent. Somewhere along this, I forgot to mention. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of all scattered. Somewhere along this, I think it was round 5, where I'm sure if you guys heard anything about this, I hear, hey, dude, did you just hear that someone on table 1 got disqualified? I said, what the hell? Why? So I start hearing all the rumors and stuff. He addressed it. I think his name's Dragon Johns or something like that. He put out a video about it. Yeah. Put out a video about it. Yeah, it's very sad story. Sucks, to be honest. Should it have been handled better?
He has a podcast too. I see.
Yeah, he does have. Yeah, he does have a podcast, but
I think once Cesar is done talking about like his experience, like we get into it, right? Like I think if people want to hear that, like other people's thoughts, like, hey, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, so it sucks. But we'll dive into it a little bit more. But yes, the tournament was very strict, and I'll go into this right now. So round 7, I'm like, dude, I just need a 2-0. We're waiting. This is the only time where they took a while to pair. Waiting for a while, talking to a couple people. They finally pair. It's funny because some dude that I sat down during the player meeting, I was talking to him because they go by ABC order. I asked them, the 3 people that were sitting down next to me, they all got through an LCQ pod. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, that's cool. So obviously we kind of made like a little chatter with him. I kept talking to him every round. So at the end, he's like, oh, I think I just got a 2-0 and I get a Alsace Palace. And I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure if I 2-0, I'm locked in. So rounds come up. I think he sees my phone because I'm looking at it. And he's like, oh, who you're playing? It's like, oh, I played him. I think he was my round 3 opponent. So I show him the name. He's like, oh, he's on red blue. I'm like, I go over to where I'm going and I see who's sitting down and it's Sailor. I'm like, this dude couldn't have told me that it's one of the most popular like red blue players. Like he just said it like, oh, he's playing red blue. Like it was no one. Like maybe he didn't know who. Yeah, maybe he didn't know who.
You guys are all equal there. He's like, yeah, just see the color. Don't look at the player.
Yeah, maybe he didn't know who it was. But I sit down or I'm walking over and I see Sailor sitting in the seat across from where I'm supposed to sit. And I'm like, dude, I'm so cooked. Like this guy knows the green still matchup so good because I think that's the event he topped in Texas when Bucky was when he rapped.
When it was against
when it was actually a broken deck. Like I'm like, this guy knows like how to play against green steel. He talks about it all the time. Like I don't really draw green steel matches. Like I'm like, dude, I'm so cooked.
With Texas, was Bucky legal?
Yeah, it was the Bucky minute. That's what I'm saying. He played.
He topped with Bucky legal.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, oh, this time you don't got Bucky.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. So I'm like, oh my god. So I sit down. I obviously start messing with him right off the bat. I'm like, dude, you're not the person I want to sit across from right now. I mean, in the most respectful way possible. So I start messing around with him, and I don't want to put him out there, but he asked me something, and I was just like, nah, like whatever. So we start playing. I'm like, you're probably gonna get a 2-0, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. So we start playing. I open up my hand, and it's the worst hand I had all day. Like, not only one of the matchups, like I was expecting a 1-1, which I knew was gonna be rough, especially playing against this player. Like, my hand was like all 4 and 5 drops, like all my high end. It was just all high end. I mull, and I think I look at my hand, and I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna make it a day 2. Like, I hope I at least get a palace. So he looks at me, he plays pop, I think, or Vitalisphere maybe, and he passes. I look at him and I go, ink, pass. He's like, okay, well, you know, sometimes you miss the Diablo, it is what it is. He goes something else, I think he ramps, and he goes, okay, pass. I look at him, and I go, ink, and I look at him and I'm like, pass. He's like, oh, and I'm like, and he just
you got it, buddy.
yeah, he plays the Hiram. I was about to just tell him you got it, bro, but I didn't want to. You know, I didn't want to be a bad sport. Like, I just played out. So yeah, dude, I got cooked like the whole time. I was just like, dude, like, and he starts playing. He's just going off, bro. He's questing where Hiram, like drawing a bunch of cards, and I'm just like, man, I'm so dead. And he just starts laughing. He's like, yeah, he said that was probably the worst start you could have got, and he's like, I didn't get the best start, but obviously I still turned 2 ramp, turn 3 Hiram. I'm like, yeah, and I look at my hand, I'm just like, all right, bro, let's go next. So I go next. Start shuffling, put it back.
So now you're just playing for a palace.
Yeah, now I'm playing, just playing for a palace. Yeah, just playing for a palace. So draw my 7, 6 uninkables. I'm like, what the hell? I forgot what my only inkable card was, but I'm like, what the hell? All right, dude, like, I gotta like do something crazy to win here. So I just ship back the full 7. Once again, draw all my 3 to 5 drops. I'm like, dude, there's no way. Luckily, I draw a morph off the top after my next turn, so I was able to play that on turn 2. But obviously, he had the answer this time. He played pop, ramped on 2. I think played a. I forgot what he does, but he plays 2 ice blocks this turn. I look at his hand. I finally get a Diablo on like turn 4. Play the Diablo, and he's like, yeah, dude, you're kind of dead. And I'm like, yeah, I am. So we started playing. He just like, I forgot what he does, but I'm just like, dude, you got it. There was literally nothing on the lore counter. So this is where I'm telling you guys, they're strict. I haven't even told you guys about it. So there was nothing on the lore. Like, he did not quest at all. It was like 0 to 0 basically. But I'm like, dude, like, you have like, I think what happened was I played I had a Diablo and a Beast, and I think he B-prepped, right? So then I come back with, he still had a bunch of cards in hand, like 5 or 6. So I come back with the Beast, I think, and a Diablo. And I'm like, bro, like, this is all I have. Like, whatever, dude. Do it again. Like, B-prep me again. And he's like, oh, I don't have it. So he quests. At this point, you know, we're just laughing. Like, I knew I was going to lose, and he knew he was going to win. So he's like drawing. He's like, oh, never mind. I found it. So he just B-preps, and I'm just like, bro. I
picture the meme of when you're laughing, but it's the mask, and then inside is a little
cry. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, bro, you got it. So I shake his hand. He gives me a bump. He's like, dude, I'm sorry. I said, nah, bro, like you got it. Like, it's cool. Like, I'm not taking anything away from you. Like, you're well deserved, bro. And obviously he's being cool about it too. So then right away, for some reason, the judge comes and they're like, oh, who got it? And I responded right away. I said, oh, he got it. Like, he's like, oh, is it a split? And I said, no, he got it too. And they look at his lore counter, like his paper. And they're like, well, there's nothing written down here. And he's like,
oh my God.
And they're like, did you, like, what happened? Did you guys not play it? And I was like, no, like, I played. Like, I told him, I said, dude, like, he fucking clapped my cheeks. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I just got destroyed. And he's like, yeah, like, he kind of said, like, yeah, I destroyed him. And I was like, I didn't take no offense because, I mean, that's what happened. So, and they're like questioning him for a while.
Yeah, I destroyed him right in front of you. That's wild.
Yeah, so they're questioning it for a while. Like I felt like he was gonna get, like, literally gonna get in trouble. And I, like, literally told him, like, guys, like, we played 2 matches. You can ask anyone around us. Like, we played both matches. I just got absolutely destroyed both matches. Like, and they're like, well, there's no lore. There's no lore. And I said, no, because they weren't gonna give it to me. They're gonna DQ us both. Is what was gonna happen more than likely. Yeah. So I'm like, nah, he got it. So finally they, I guess they, like, believed us, and they're like, oh, okay. But they're even questioning that. Like the
Yeah. What's crazy is that like looking at the paper, how many of you guys' papers you got throw it has say 20 on it?
yeah,
Who
exactly.
writes down all the way to
Hold
20?
on.
It's like, yo,
I'm
what
guessing
point
he
you
didn't
have
write. I'm
lethal? I
guessing
can't
he didn't
break it.
write
You got it.
anything.
No,
I
because
guess he
it
didn't
was
write
0 to
anything.
0. That's why they're saying, well, how do you know you won? If it's I said, guys, like, do you know the deck he's playing? He's
I
playing
have no
blue red.
cards in hand.
Yeah,
He
he's
has
playing blue
10. He goes
red.
from
He
0
has
to
5
20.
cards in hand. He has 2 big Cecils on board. Like, I was gonna lose. Like, I'm not gonna like. It's inevitable. Like, I was gonna lose. Like, I just scooped. Like, I'm not gonna put myself through this. Like, I'm upset. Obviously, like, I don't want to. Like, I knew I was dead. Like, like. So they finally agreed, but like.
You're like, look, I have a pregnant wife literally about to give birth, waiting for me. I am not about to sit here and just watch him turn sideways for 3 turns when I already lost.
Yeah, when I'm dead, yeah. So
No.
I don't know if he felt bad. I meant to ask him later, like, hey, dude, like, I don't know how you felt about that, but like, I was hoping he did not get in trouble because I would have felt bad if he, for whatever reason, got DQ'd because he absolutely destroyed me. Like, that would have been the worst thing ever. Like, that would have sucked for him. Like, I would have felt bad for
But
him
you got
too.
destroyed.
Hey,
You no, like all peace,
look.
but you got destroyed so bad that you made all the judges think it was a best of one.
Yeah, a
and
best
you
of
actually
one.
got trolled.
Yeah. So
Oh, gentleman's agreement.
yeah. So
Yeah,
obviously,
it's like there's no way. How'd you lose 2 games
yeah.
that fast? There's just no way.
Yeah. So
Hey, but that, like how you're saying, like, dude, they're being super strict, and it's kind of weird, right? That goes into the next thing we're gonna probably talk about.
yeah, the goods and the bads. But anyways, that ended. Obviously, I was super bummed out. I was 1 win away from making top 16 at the first Lorcana NA Continentals. Honestly, don't want to make it like a pity party or whatever, but I have no one to blame but myself. 1 week of practice. I'm sure if you talk to any of these people that actually top 16, Zan, Ed, all of them that went far in the tournament, I bet you anything they would say they put way more time than I did. So I can't complain how I did. Obviously, I was putting myself down first, saying like I didn't do good enough and all that. At the end of the day, I did place 38th, 1 win away from doing it. That's still, I would say, a pretty good feat. But I feel like I could have done better, and it's definitely the practice that I put in. So if this goes to any of you guys listening, if you guys want something, you guys gotta put in the time, 100%. Because maybe I could have came up with a better list. Maybe I could have touched up my lines a little bit more. Obviously, that game was like bricked, like that was unwinnable. But I could complain about that all day. But that doesn't take away from maybe the misplays I made 6 rounds ago, or all other 6 rounds where I could have possibly 2-0'd and I just missed the line somewhere. So 100%, that is lack of testing and lack of me putting determination into it. Obviously, I had a pregnant wife at home. There's my issues why I made it, but definitely I do think it was a practice issue. So if you guys are gonna want something, commit to it, and don't beat yourself up and lie to yourself about it. Don't say you lost because you got unlucky, because I did get unlucky, but I can also say I didn't put in the time for it. So that's 100% it. But overall, fun experience, super stressful event. Every match just felt like a top 8 match. Like every match was so hard. Like you had to think about your lines through and through. Like it was such a rough tournament, but it was fun overall. Yeah. Other than that, we'll get into the I think I wrote down like
the spice.
Well, we'll just go over like the bad and the good. Obviously, Dragon John's, like if you guys didn't hear about it, I don't know if we'll put his link down on his podcast about it. But yeah, basically what happened was, long story short, he had lost a card in like round 3 or 2, and he played like 2 more rounds without that card. He was not aware of it. From what he's claiming, I have no idea. Like I believe him. He sounds like sincere.
It was a Maui Shark, so why would you not want more of that in your deck, right?
Yeah, it was a Maui Shark, so they got deck checked round 5 because they're at table 1, I'm assuming. Obviously they count. He's talking to the guy, cool. They pull him aside, tell him, hey, you have 61 cards, you registered 62. Whole ordeal comes. He tells them, because they ask him, well, did you have it? And he's like, yeah, because he was obviously scared probably. And he was like, yeah, no, I was playing with it. I for sure remember I was playing with it. He makes the mistake, maybe not a mistake because he probably thought,
yeah.
But he makes the mistake of saying, I beat someone with it last turn, or last round. But he was honestly trying. I can see where he's coming from. Dude, he's locked in for day 2. Like, he's worried he might get a round loss or DQ.
I'm pretty sure last thing he's thinking is, I'm trying to get baited here from, like, trying to tell a lie or whatever.
100%.
Why ask that as the judges? Why ask that if you already know you guys had it for 2 hours?
Yeah, exactly. So
like, that's also like you
2 rounds. Basically 2 hours.
They had it when he lost it.
Basically,
Basically.
because the round
That's
after
like
It's like
now.
he
the round
probably didn't even
after
play
someone
another
turned it in.
game, and then they hold on to it, and then be like, "Oh, well, 2 rounds later, hey, is this your card? Did you? Come on,
Yeah,
bro."
so-
That's rough, right? Like, hey, you guys had this card. You guys could have said, hey, someone found your card. Blah 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 blah. You played last round. Yada yada yada. We're gonna give you one match loss.
One warning, a match
One
loss,
game
something. Yeah.
One game.
He
Well,
could have even taken a match loss and still made it. That's
Yeah.
how
that's
ahead it was.
that's
Yeah.
why.
You
And
DQ
and
him? That's so insane, bro.
that's
Yeah.
why. And
Like,
and to let him play
Oh yeah, so
for
he
an
plays.
additional
Yeah.
couple rounds.
So after yeah.
I'm crazy. Like,
So after they ask him, they say, "Do you remember whatever he says this? You know, they did some more investigation. They pull him aside and say, "Hey, we actually had this card for 2 rounds, so now you're lying to a judge." So he's like, "Well, I'm not meaning to lie. You know, I'm trying to remember when I lost it. I have no idea." So they end up telling him, "Okay, well," he's like, "What are we gonna do?" You know, he gets a match loss. You guys can watch the whole video, and they basically let him play the round. Not only did they let him play around, he lost the die roll, so they let the guy go first. So he's playing an RB mirror. The two guys on table 1 were undefeated, doing the best in the tournament, filling themselves, and he has to win the RB mirror on a draw. He does it. The guy bricks, he wins. Bro, imagine winning that, still, you know, getting a match 1 loss that you didn't even technically lose. That you didn't even technically lose. So you're still in really good standings to make day 2, and to come right over after you won the match and be like, you know what, we're just gonna DQ you after all. Like, bro, that is so heartbreaking. Like, the story is upsetting.
Too, like their whole rules and everything. They should have this already set. Like, what's the procedure if this happens? He had a wrong deck count or whatever. Because at the end of the day, sure, they held the card, whatever this and that. What is on you guys' policies or procedure if this guy did have the wrong amount of cards for a round and it gets caught? He lost the card, sure. It's still not going to be like, it still should be consequences, right? Because at the end of the day, he did play 61 or whatever. Yes, but go to the policies and what is it? Don't be like, oh, well, it's a game loss. Actually, no, it's a match loss. Oh, no, actually, it's a DQ. After, like, what is it? Like, how do you guys don't even know what it is.
They told him it was a DQ because he was lying to the judge, or, you know.
But I think the thing that makes it the worst is that they had the card. It's not that, oh, the card is lost, it's in limbo. Hey, we deck checked you randomly. Boom, you don't have this card. Okay, you're at 61. Okay, hey, well, we don't have your card either. So, well, what's gonna happen? I think that's a match loss, like an auto match loss. Boom, you have to get a replacement, right? They would give you have to find a replacement for your card, and you're gonna go to round 6.
They should have let him go buy one. Yeah, go buy one, get a match loss.
That's the thing. I think what makes it way worse is that they had his card, so it's basically like, and then them asking these questions, dude. You're basically entrapping me. Like, you know the answers to these questions that you're trying to ask me, and that I'm trying to answer, dude. I don't even know what I ate at lunch today, and you're asking me what happened like 3 hours ago. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
him asking, like, did you play this in the 4? I don't know. I don't know if I saw 4 Mauis. Like, yes, I beat him with this card. I don't know if it was that card, or I don't know if it was my other 3 Mauis.
I think it's because he had a foil. That's why, and the one he lost was a foil.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, but like you guys said, like, they gotta put themselves in our shoes or in his shoes. Dude is riding high, bro. He's flying. He's basically locked in for day 2. You think the last thing he's gonna be thinking about was when I used that card last? After getting, after you're getting questioned by a judge, thinking that you might get DQ'd, like, bro, you're panicking. You're trying to remember what happened and all that. Like, it's almost like since he was being so truthful, he got punished for being that truthful. Like, he should have just off the bat said, like, I don't know. I really can't remember, But he was trying to.
I would have defended himself. I would have DQ'd, obviously.
Yeah.
I would have pleaded the fifth. I don't know.
He literally doesn't know, right? So,
yeah.
I mean,
and then I watched this video. Yeah. I did watch this video, and I guess someone that he knew found it, turned it into the judge, and the judge said, "Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and
we're gonna go tell him." Yeah.
And then never gave it back to him. They said, "No, we're gonna hold on to this and let him find out himself if he figures out that he's missing."
Which at the end of the day, I like that he took ownership. Like, I do it after every round. I count my cards after every round. Yeah. So I get that, dude. When you're getting close to topping, like, the last thing I want to do is lose to something dumb like that. So that's why I count my cards. Like, if I'm doing bad, I'm not gonna do it. But if I'm like on my top 8, my day 2 match in Seattle, I was counting my cards after every match. Boom, 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 1, 2, 3, and then I would count 60. All right, cool. Put it back
I guess
in,
it's a
take it.
learning experience. Like anyone listening,
It just sucks
if
the
you-
way
if
they
you
held
make-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you make it to Continentals after every match, counter deck. Counter deck.
Because this is not good for the community too overall. Because I felt for the guy. I'm like, oh, that sucks. And then I saw his video, and I'm like,
He's
he almost wants to
heartbroken.
quit the game. He's
Yeah.
kind of currently quitting the game. Like he's not even sure if he's going to be back. And then when he talks about the amount, like it's not even the amount of waste of time of that day. Is the last month.
Yeah.
He's like the time I could have been spending with my children. The time I could have been spending, with a person I'm in. He's like, how much time? Like they are like giving me this window to like. They know how hard I practice for this and rep and this. He's like, I worked so hard. My family, like, you have to sacrifice some stuff in order to do this, whether it's hobbies, loved ones, whatever it is, work schedule, like maybe you have to cut down on hours for work. Like, I don't know how serious, these players take it. So it's all that plus that day of this weekend expenses and that. And then for wild, man.
Wild. Like,
wild.
They could have went about it so much differently and done so many things differently. Yeah, it's really rough. That's
I really do hope like someone like eventually PPG like hears this stuff. They're gonna for sure like because like they have to learn from these kind of things, man.
And he wasn't the only one.
Like it's good when we share it on the podcast because like not just ranting and complaining, but I feel like it's good for the community to be informed about what we also think it could be changed and they need a fix or if there's people on staff that maybe watch this podcast, they need to learn these things too. They got to hear us out.
Yeah, dude, I just see myself putting myself in them shoes and going through that. Like, dude, I'd be so devastated too. But he wasn't the only one that got DQ'd. I think all the other ones were actual DQs. Like they were actually caught cheating. But I think this was the only controversial one because he was on table one and everything. The way that everything happened. Like I said, maybe I'm falling for it, but dude seems so sincere. Like you can tell he's heartbroken. Like even in the video, you can see him tearing up and stuff. Like dude, it was devastating. Like it's crazy. And I saw him like during the middle of the round. Like I just saw him go up to Zan and hug him, and like I just saw him walk out. I just saw him walk out, and I figured he was the one that got DQ'd, and I was like, damn, dude, like this sucks.
I would have crashed out.
Yeah.
I would have crashed out hard. It's like,
bro.
what? I'm putting this game. I'm crashing out hard.
Yeah, but obviously there's some things they got to work on. Like they have it in the rule book to allow IDs, and now in this event you're not gonna allow IDs. Like what the heck? Like it makes no sense. Like. Yeah. I think they're being too strict.
And then be like, well, in that they allowed IDs, and then I heard from someone, yeah, but PPG was not the tournament organizer for that.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay, we're playing the same game though. Like,
it's in the rule book.
No, and another one is not freaking Pac-Man. Like, we're playing the same game. The same rules should apply.
Yeah.
And the tournament organizer follows those rules.
Yeah.
We're not playing a different format to where, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's OCG, like Japan rules, and then Yu-Gi-Oh! They literally have different ban lists, different rules. And it's set in their style. And then they do one when they have worlds, then they make one rules for both of them. So then they have to read the rules so they know that. This one is like, when you're up, they did this, and then they did this. Why is it different? And they're like, it's the same game. Like, we're doing the same format, the same everything. Like, who is the tournament organizer should not matter. It's tournament organizer reads, these are the rules. This is what we're going to follow. Boom. That way, if it's 100 tournament organizers, it should all be follow to the rules. But it is their first year. So, like I said, second year, they get the thing. But I know there was some good gameplay. I know we've been like ranting about.
Correct.
So we definitely want to talk about the good stuff, guys. Hang in there. If you're in the episode watching, hang in there. We're gonna get to some good Lorcana deck lists, man.
Yeah. So we'll move on because we're getting close on the thing. But obviously, like we're all adamant about the game. We want to talk about what we're adamant about and what we think should be fixed. But if you guys have any questions, we could try to go over it in the comments. But feel free to comment down. But we'll go ahead and continue on because we still got quite a bit to talk about. So showing up on the screen, we have the Anaheim Day 1 metagame. I believe you guys can see it too. So obviously, most represented deck in the room, which we figured was 32%, 40 Ruby Sapphire decks. Did not expect it to be this much represented, but that's like, what is that? 12% more than every other deck, basically, or at minimum from Amber Steel. That's crazy. Then it goes to Amber Steel, which this Amber Steel should be broken up into two because obviously there's the Steel Songs and then there's the Diggy Holds. So that's 22%, 18%, 22 decks, then 12%, 15 Ruby Amethyst, and then Amethyst Steel. Basically our meta call was right on there, right on the money, right? Because we said Ruby Sapphire, Amber Steel. I think we still kept the purple Ami, and then Amethyst Steel. We're like talking about like putting it tier 1, right? And then
Amethyst Steel above purple red.
Oh, okay.
But what did I say? Purple red.
And then What I said was spicy, and you guys kind of gave me a little shock. Was the blurple? I said I kind of want to put it up here, and you guys were like, nah, nah, nah. I know when we retouched it, you guys were kind of like more talking about it, but bro, two of them made it to day two. I said I will not be surprised if one shows up to day two, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. Emerald Steel 10, I was one of them. I think this part was wrong. I think these numbers were a little wrong. 6% Sapphire Steel,
6%, yeah.
6%
Graduate algebra.
yeah, 2% Amber Emerald, and then 2% Hyper Aggro. So
They're probably just rounding up, right? Like 5 point, maybe the 6%,
Maybe.
like 5.1, 5.6.
yeah, something like that.
We just didn't want to put the points in.
But we'll
But
talk
it's
about this
still
real
a good
quick.
number to go off of.
Yeah, we'll talk about this really quick. Kind of what I expected. I expected a little bit more Ruby Amethyst just because I think someone had just won like 3 events with it. But I definitely was expecting Ruby Sapphire to be the most because especially if you guys were paying attention to people that are not from Cali were paying attention to the Cali tournaments that we just had hosted. Ruby Sapphire was also just dominating a bunch of Ruby Sapphire in there too. So pretty much what I expected. What about you guys for this real quick recap?
That's it for me. Yeah. Yeah. I think we covered it in our other videos. I think it's pretty amazing how close we actually got.
Yeah.
I never really thought of it that way. But yeah, absolutely, like
We had sorry to cut you off. We actually had Emerald Steel right before Sapphire Steel in the very first when we first put it together. But then we revisited and we threw Emerald Steel down in the gutter. But yeah.
And even like the only difference aside of like just representation is like performance. Like green purple is here at 6%, but I think it finished in first place, right, in Swiss. Like
No, I did not. It was purple emerald that was first place in Swiss.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
my
green
bad.
purple. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was saying is like green purple wasn't as well represented as as we expected. That's probably the one kind of weird thing. But yeah, it did really well, and it did really well. I think he made it all the way to top 8 or top.
The Blurple did get a bump. Yeah.
I have it right here.
I was surprised how well Blurple. I'm surprised, like big names, good players brought Blurple, and really putting it on the map for the first.
He made it to quarterfinals.
Yeah, top 8 with the
R&B, right?
No, that was
the green purple
Mo,
player,
something Mo or something like that.
Oh, you're talking about the green
Mo
purple.
Shamde,
Yeah.
Mo
Yeah.
knows. Mo knows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So,
You guys have any comments on this, Danny?
oh,
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like how we called it, right? Like the Ruby Sapphire, Amber Steel, Amethyst Ruby, Amethyst Steel. We knew those were going to be probably the most decks that were brought. And I said it. Red, purple, right? Since set one. I don't like the colors. It's a rough game for me all the time, but it's everyone says that Ruby Sapphire is best deck, and in the words of Mike, best deck is Ruby Sapphire, and because of that, people always the way you know that is because everyone's trying to build their deck around that deck.
Yeah.
But then if Amethyst Ruby just continues constantly wins major events, isn't that best deck? And people should be playing around that. But it's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good to see this. I was glad to see 10 green still. People are committed to it. It's still good. Zan's list, I saw it. It was great. I've actually been playing it. It's really fun. It's different. I like that it's turned sideways, so it's more to my nature. I know it's not more to Caesar's, but it's more to my nature, especially on the Mirror folks. Because like the deck idea I had going around it was basically kind of that. It's just I needed to form it together. He was able to, which was great. And then I know we threw Amber Emerald in the gutter along. I think that was basically Amber Emerald in the gutter. But I know people brought it here because they could squeeze their way in.
I don't think we put it in a playable, but we did put it down there.
It was in the gutter.
But you got to keep in mind, like these.
I mean, but remember.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, but we got to keep in mind that one of the people that came to this event won the whole tournament with this deck. So you're most likely going to bring the deck that got you there, you know?
No, definitely. I took these color comps to our 3v3 and I demolished the red blue player. Yeah. I was like, on turn 3, I was like Ursula DC for Vol. turn 4, seeing Suddenchill. You forgotten me? Yeah,
Yeah.
man. He's like, okay. So I see the reason behind it, but I think it looks great. I'm
Yeah.
glad that there was a variety of decks, and it was good to see all the colors. The only one we're missing, of course, is the Ruby Steel. Other than that, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I was honestly surprised to see 8 Sapphire Steel decks there. I didn't think people were gonna have the guts that much to play as many as 8 people. But it does make sense because if Sapphire Steel, when you know what the meta is gonna be, could be very, very dangerous. Like if you just told me like, oh, these 3 decks are the only ones you got to prep for. So they probably thought like a bunch of blue red, and I think they thought purple red. This is my theory right now, at least because I wouldn't think Amber Steel. Or just hoping to dash Amber Steel. I do like to see like this is like at the end how many people decided to play that deck, right? So it doesn't mean anything. Like it could be a Ruby Steel in their percentage of like, oh, Ruby Steel's in there. It doesn't matter. That's just what they decided to play. At the end of the day, we have to take this with a grain of salt. But per like representation numbers, I was literally talking about blue red being its own tier. Like look at these numbers. When you go from 40 decks to 22,
Yeah.
second place is almost cut in half, guys. It's wild. You have to combine second, third, and almost fourth. The second, third, and fourth, you have to combine them to get the numbers that Ruby Sapphire got, representation wise. Now, it does have the issue that I think Ruby Sapphire is a consistently good deck that gets into top cut, but it's gonna have that issue of if Amethyst Ruby, Purple Red also gets into top cut, they're most likely gonna run away with it because there's gonna be multiple Ruby Sapphires or whatever. Then usually run away with it. We've seen this in our tournaments for TCG and everything. Like Goons did really good, or like stuff like that. I just do good into Blue Red. So then those are the decks that could end up winning. I would love to see in our tournaments like them play it out to see who gets really first, right? It gives us like more of that data, which is interesting. But I think like Ruby Sapphire is for sure like the most like powerful deck, but I think like overall you take Amethyst Ruby goes all the way through because if it's built properly, it's the most consistent. We're not gonna disagree that like Amethyst Ruby is way more consistent than Ruby Sapphire. Like Amethyst Ruby, like in the right hands, it just always does what it wants to, like almost every time. But I liked it. The Blurple bump was really cool. As many as Green Steel, so we're living in that world right now. But yeah, I mean the representation compared to the top 16 is gonna be differently, like we said. Do we have that one?
Which one?
We do have like the top 16, right? Because we start talking
Yeah,
like.
let me show it.
If I'm the last one right now to talk about this, and we can go into the top 16 colors.
Yeah, so
I can start first if you guys want.
So
That's the sixth.
So I don't have the numbers, but I just have the bracket.
You have the other side of the bracket, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we go to the first side of the bracket here. As you can see, well, we have how many blue reds in total? How many blue reds made out of the top 16?
Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
On the first bracket.
6.
6 out of the 16?
Yeah. 6 out of the 40.
So out of 40 competitors, 6 made into the top 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know I was reading in the Lorcana podcast, they said that conversion percentage, it didn't have the best. Again.
Yeah, because there's just so much. There's no way that many we're gonna. You're talking about 16 and 40, like the conversion. There's no way all 16 like it's gonna be 16 blue red, right? So.
Right, but you got to think about the conversion. It's all conversion percentage at the end of the day.
Yeah, but when it's that much and they're cutting to 16,
1/3 of the room is blue red, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There's no way there's gonna make like it's no matter what because of how much representation there was. There's gonna be a bad conversion rate cutting the top 16. There's no way there's gonna be that, bro. I walked the top.
80 blue reds. Yeah. If you get 10, that's technically a bad conversion rate.
Yeah, because I walked on the top tables, bro, on round 4, and it was 3. Like the first 4 tables were all blue red mirrors. Like,
but then like blue red was everywhere, right? And like Curse Beast was taking Amber Steel. Our good old Sean was from Amber Steel, and he was from our SoCal. Then you have Justin Schaff, he was on Amber Steel. So how many Amber Steels we got? Because if you look at there alone,
Amber Steel like we have 2, I think. 1, 2, 3.
3. That's pretty good. Knowing to the there was 10 that walked in the room with it.
22,
like 12, something like
22.
That. 22. That's really good, bro. Like I think, but I mean, yeah. What do you guys think about like the whole bracket and how it went down?
Once again,
Purple Steel is awesome, by the way. Yeah, go ahead.
Once again, not surprised that that Blurple made it in. I'm surprised that there were 2, but 1 for sure not surprised. Blue red obviously was expected. Green still, I was thinking there were still going to be tops. Honestly, me, I don't know if another green steel player, but me, Luke, and Zan. Well, Zan obviously made it in, but me and Luke, I don't know how Dan did. I mean, Dan, yeah, Dell. I don't know how Dell did, but so close for two more green steel players to be in this bracket. So green steel almost made it there. Like it could have converted really well, 8, and then imagine 3 of them in the top cut. Like that would have been a crazy conversion rate. But we're obviously really close. To be honest, Luke should have made it in. He was on the bubble on 17. Unfortunate for him, but yeah, not really surprised on anything, man. I figured
All our
all these
SoCal
lists.
players.
Right?
Matt-
Like it looks great. Like the spread looks great, and then I even think Liverpool should have made it even further.
Yeah, I feel like it should have got a shot. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a play or a couple plays that maybe on after looking over the videos he could have did differently to survive just a little longer. But
Yeah, that turn where R&B shifted Big Elsa instead of swinging into the library, definitely just probably auto lost him the game from that turn. So I think we're looking over it. If he had done a different play, they probably would have ended up with no board after they pre-prepped and both of them having a 4-card hand versus admin moving 3 characters or 2 characters to
Drawing
the library,
3
then
cards.
them playing library. So then now he drew 3 cards, now 3 cards ahead of R&B with the library
Yeah.
stuck on board with 8 willpower. That's going to take him forever to clear. So
Yeah.
I think he knew too. I saw him post that he made a big misplay. I'm assuming that's the one he was talking about, but I mean it happens, you know. But we'll get into the actual deck list because
Well, yeah, and let me just comment real quick on that because I think if you're trying to get ready for these set champs, you know, those replays of those, you know, finals and the day 2, those are definitely worth watching and even studying. Now that we have the deck list, that you know, the full deck list matchup, I think if you're looking to just see and learn, I think there's definitely a lot to break down and understand from that gameplay. There's amazing players. We really were blessed and to be in that room and even see the event there live. But even being there, I didn't get to see all the games. There's so much going on. So like it's just even myself, I have to study those games some more too.
Going back and looking at them.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, definitely watching the Edmund Chu versus Zan game was a blessing. Unfortunately,
That clean Ruby
was a
averages
treat.
play. That was so
yeah,
clean. He
unfortunately,
making library look crap. Bro.
yeah, unfortunately, I think I don't know what you guys saw, but unfortunately on the stream, I think they only show one game, which is their game 3 on the stream. So that kind of sucks. But I think that's the match everyone was. I saw like the chat going crazy, like, oh, hopefully we get the Zan Syed on green still versus Edmund Chu on purple red matchup, and it happened. Unfortunately on the stream, they only showed the game 3.
Right.
But
that's something also I hope they maybe look into having all multiple games streamed. So in case one game does end early, they can go, oh, we're gonna move over to blah 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 and see how they're doing,
yeah,
and that would be great, right?
Which I think they were showing like semifinals. So they did the semifinals. They showed a whole of it, and then they finished. And then because they finished early, they still were able to show the other semifinals. And they showed like, but they didn't show the full
yeah.
match. They did show like I
So
think
for the
3,
yeah.
like you said.
So for the stream, they kind of try to delay it. Like, obviously, like when I was in Seattle with you guys told me, why aren't you guys playing your top 8 match? And I told you guys, like, oh, they're giving me a break because they want to show all top 8 matches. Unfortunately, on the actual stream, I think they skipped my, I got too old that day, so they skipped our first match. I think on stream, it only shows round match 2. But I know you guys were watching it on the big screen, but if you go watch the replay, I think it only showed game 2 on the actual stream.
Okay. They only show the rough.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, obviously you would like to see more games, but they also, I mean, they would literally have to run 2 separate streams on 2 separate channels to capture all the games, and they can definitely do it, but I don't know if they want to do that, but they're going to have to have like 2 different sets of casters and
I don't
stuff.
think they would have to do different channels. They would just be streaming both. And then
No, I'm saying to get all the games in, like to
yeah,
literally be able to go and watch all the games, like they, which I think would be a cool thing for like the like top 16, especially like this, like top 16. I feel like they should have captured every game.
Yeah, like, oh, maybe I don't want to tune into this game. I want to see these people play.
Yeah.
But,
Even
It is what
changing.
it is. Yeah.
One day.
Yeah.
all right,
But
let's get into some of these deck lists.
we'll get into the deck list
I
because
know, I know you guys were gonna go through the deck list, but I know we do see Matthew Okimoto and Sean. You guys were from SoCal, so I want to give you guys a shout out right there that you guys were paired in the bracket. You guys had to face each
Unfortunate.
Shout
other.
out
It was
Mato.
so tough. But hey, congrats to you guys both making top 16. Me and Eddie were. I know obviously we were closer, a little bit closer to Matto because we played him this and that. I personally know Sean a little bit less, this and that. So obviously my heart goes to Matto. But Sean is a great, amazing player, man. Love between the two players. It was such a grind. I think it was like a 2 hour match. It was literally the last match of top 16. Everyone was watching. Man, that queen, the Sean was playing. I don't think we got his on it, but he was playing the queen, the 4-3, and it was such MVP. Like Matto was having to if he has to remove it, he has to waste double ice block on it,
Shift Queen.
and it was his ice list right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good, guys, and I know it
was on
actually
Queens,
probably
too.
won him towards the end because Matto needed to completely wipe for the big C suit, and he had a queen and a Pete, and he only had two ice blocks. So he had to literally choose, and he couldn't have both. And then I literally lost him the game too. Also, Sean being able to play the queen. I was seeing him minus your Maui, bust boost my Cindy swing. It was some cool stuff, man. That I didn't see
Yeah,
with other.
I don't think they showed that match on stream. I wanted to watch it.
Yeah, it was really
I didn't
good,
watch the full
man.
stream. I gotta go back and watch it, but I don't think
Yeah.
they captured
Also,
that. But I think he was.
He-
I think he was the only one that was on Queens in Seattle too. Like the only Amber
yeah,
Steel.
and he was on Seattle. I played him
Yeah.
personally in Seattle. He was on
Yeah.
the Queens as well. I know in one he sang Whole New World. It was getting grindy, and then I just see Matto literally discard 3B preps.
Damn.
Oh,
But Matto said you know what? I knew in this scenario I didn't need the B prep. I needed the body to try to even catch up in lore. So I was just hoping I get one big Sisu.
Sisu, yeah.
And then he didn't get the big Sisu off the 7. And then I think he goes Popsicle, he doesn't get it. And then he goes Vision, he doesn't get it. And then he gets to Sean gets to quest one more time, and then he finally sees it, but it's too late because then he dropped enough to where he needed to out every single character now.
Oh.
And I tossed the queen. It's a 4 strength, so he couldn't get it back to 2. Or if it was either that or the P, it was a 19 lower, it was over. But it was awesome. I know Eddie, you caught a little bit to it, not to go too much into it, but Eddie was there for most game 3 and it was awesome, man.
But it's a pretty good list. Just the one treat,
I see.
though. But it's a pretty good list.
Yeah.
The aerial, right? The Sonic Warrior, this guy,
Yeah.
man, and I saw him play when we played. I don't know if maybe it was his nerves and that. I was like, man, he got second. I'm like, it wasn't as good, but man, his play now, he improved way so much. It's clean, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, I always said if I were to do the Amber Steel, I would play the song. I think it's still so strong. When it does what it does, bro, it's just broken, bro. When you wheel, you drop your little bodies and then just play P and then wheel again and then drop P. And then sometimes, bro, you wheel and you don't like your hand, but I like my hand. And somehow they always know I'm going to just wheel again. And they wheel again. They do 2 wheels. And I'm like, bro, I just dropped a bunch of good cards. When it does stuff like that, it's wild.
Too.
Yeah, I
Do we have
like
Matto's
this.
list?
Gaston bodies, Vanessa, the Gaston. It's cool.
Yeah, well, we'll go through it from the top. So we'll start with our first place winner, Edmund Chu. Very spicy, interesting list. Sorry, guys, we're running out of time, so we're going to go through these deck lists quick. But very spicy, interesting list. Took out the cards that everyone was saying was broken. The Genies. Took out Madames and just full-on Lady Tremaines. What else was spicy? I mean, that's
Genie.
about it.
Yeah.
The Elsa, no Elsa, no Maui. So I took out a lot of spicy cards, and just made it consistent. But guys, obviously Edmund Chu is a crazy cracked player. He himself said it that he built this specifically to build blue red. We can be bad people and just tell you guys, oh yeah, copy this list. He got first place. But we're not gonna be like that, guys. Do not copy this list to go play it at your set champs and all that, unless you know that it's gonna be a field of all blue red. He built it. It was such a close 120 players. He figured he made the right call. 40 red blues. He built it perfect. He was not gonna lose a red blue matchup with this deck. So does not mean to rip it and go play it. Obviously the players cracked, so that helps too. But I already see people on the online sim playing this deck, and it's just like, guys, don't
Oh,
copy
great.
this, don't copy this card for card. But yeah, I don't know. You guys have your
It
thoughts
makes
on this?
sense too. Like if for big competitive events, like if they see this, oh, TCG's hosting another 8Ks. Most likely, what, a bunch of red blues, right?
Yeah.
So, you know what? I'm doing it. You know,
Yeah,
what I
I'm
mean?
doing
Stuff like that. But yeah, you're definitely.
But this plays way
be aware,
different.
like
You gotta get the lines. Yeah.
I was telling people like with purple red, it's like okay, well now some people are gonna be on 4 Tremaines. Do I get ahead of the game and bring back Madame, like at least one Madame? Because now in my mirrors, now I'm able to hit like my Madame and Tremaine and keep bouncing my Madame. And because
Yeah,
you don't have, like it's
no-
little stuff like you have to think like be very careful, and you want to make sure like yes, if I copy this list, but what if people are attacking this list?
Yeah.
And then you got to
because
be
no
obviously.
Mauis. I was like, well, no Mauis at all either.
Yeah,
That's
he
crazy.
decided to not play Genie
Completely cut.
Wars, no Elsa, right?
Completely cut.
No
Did he do
Elsa.
the Elsa?
Yeah.
with
No.
Genie,
No, Elsa no Genie.
Mauis.
He's like, I'm not gonna have Genie Wars. I'm not gonna have Evasive Wars. I'm just gonna be so consistent and overdraw you with my libraries and my rabbits that you're gonna be overwhelmed. And you question with Genie won't matter because I have like 4 or 5 bodies on board. You're gonna be prepping your own genies. Like, that's how
Yeah.
pretty much you got it.
Basically.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like this
Wasn't
list
it?
follows the fundamental. I should say follows the fundamental like philosophy of purple red. I'm gonna outdraw my opponent and I'm gonna control the late game, and it does it consistently.
Everything 4-ofs. Everything except what didn't need to be a 4-off. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So next
Alright.
up in the list, we're gonna talk about red blue list because obviously red blue. We could talk about Sailor's list, but we're just gonna talk about the person who made it the furthest. Not taking any credit away from Sailor, but this is the person that made it the furthest. This was the second place guy. Pretty simple. I think honestly,
Yeah,
from the
no
red
dime.
blue, from the red blue list, I was
Queen
gonna
of
take.
Hearts.
Oh yeah, the one of Queen of Hearts. So from the red blue list, I was gonna play. The main difference was the Queen of Hearts. I didn't put that in, and then the third Maleficent, I was still on the one Let It Go, but I was on the two Little Sisus. Other than that, everything's pretty much the same from what I was gonna play. Yeah,
It's
pretty
like
standard.
a pretty solid red blue.
The,
list.
but four shark is crazy. I didn't see a single blue red list with.
What do you mean? Everybody's playing four sharks.
Oh, yeah,
Four
it's so
Maui.
good.
Yeah, everyone's playing four.
They're running 3. I
Nah,
really seen
everyone's playing four sharks. I
On
think
the
even Sailor.
top list, from the
Everybody?
main
Good.
event day one.
Was it? I know. What's his name? The guy that got DQ'd. He was on four sharks too,
Yeah,
but he was on a
yeah.
62
I
card
think
list.
they're on 4 sharks. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
A majority of
He was
people
on
are on.
six.
Was he on
He's
3?
on 3.
Oh, I think he was on 3. Yeah.
Dragon John was on 3.
Yeah, I think he was on 3. A lot of the lists were playing four sharks. I don't know in the event, but for sure, like you go into like people that are playing blue red, and you go to like a lot of topping events, they started going to the four sharks because a lot of them were cutting the dime. So the reason why Dragon was probably still not on four sharks was because he
was on
did
dime.
go to a 62 card list, but he was playing the dime. So that might have been why. But I mean, the thing is, he's kind of like your dime, right?
For having 3 though, like I think 3 or 4 is perfect.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, I don't think it's wrong. But I know a
Yeah,
lot of
it's-
lists were on the 4.
It's a good ratio. It's a good
We
ratio.
had 4 big dragon Sisus. Is that a thing now? Like, or is it supposed to say
Yeah,
him?
a lot of people were doing it too. Yeah.
4 big Sisus. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Okay.
I think Sailor's list was on no little Sisus, 1 Tremaine, 4 big Sisus, 4 Maleficent dragons. Like yeah, a lot of people were going up on the Sisus. I think they were just going back to 6 board wipes because I think Sailor was on I think Sailor was on 7 because I think he was on 4 big Sisus, 3 B preps. So yeah, I mean it's kind of
Saw this.
yeah.
Saw this. Congrats. for
So
making
the
it up.
spicy list right here from our boy Zan, always bringing up some weird, wacky stuff. The wackiest thing about this, guys, is if you count the uninkables, he is at 20 uninkables. Insane.
That's-
So I was talking to Danny. I don't like to go bird, but I was telling Danny too. Like I was thinking about like when I was getting like the testing. Like I think I played like 100 games on the week of testing. I did grind a bit, but obviously it was still not enough. I was thinking like, dude, I'm gonna have to put in some merfolks. Obviously, maybe this is why Zan's better play than me. I was just like, how do I fit it? I did never think, well, I'm just gonna go up to 20. Like that was never in my thought process. Like I'm just gonna go up to 20 uninkables. But dude's on 20 uninkables. His ink cap stops at 4 with 3 muses. Pretty nice list. I also think, I mean, I'm sure he's gonna talk about it on the pod. I can't wait to hear his thoughts on it. But I also think he probably won't recommend this list. I'm assuming card for card for like your locals and stuff. Maybe he will. He likes to hype up his decks a lot, but I mean, all credit to him. But I mean, I like Zan a lot. I'm not talking smack, so but.
I could take it to 18, and I think it would be fun.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I think I brought it down to like 18. and add a little bit more inkables. Like I think I took out one Calhoun. Um, I'm not a fan. I know
Take out
Doc
one
is
Calhoun and
cracked.
one John.
Doc is cracked. I don't like playing with Doc, so I brought him down to one. But I can see why he's on 2 and 4 John because, and I guess the Diablo, because if you think about the standard morph package, right, you have your draw engines, right? You have the Diablo, you have the John, and you have the Beast. So if you're completely taking out the Beast, that's like his Beast right there, the Doc, right? Because the Beast draws you an extra card. So in a sense, the Doc is his Beast. So he's kind of substituting that for that. Fortunately, one's uninkable, but one is also lower curve. So if you really think about it, you only gotta get 2 ink for Doc. Doesn't really hurt that much. I just don't like playing the Docs because it's the same reason I don't like playing wheels. I feel like they're always in my hand together, and that's the worst.
Yeah, definitely the most in the hat. But
But
like, I think the John can go down to 3, definitely. Maybe the Calhoun to 2,
yeah,
and then it deviates. He gets you down to 18. Maybe you can run 2 beasts just to have at least a 5 drop in there, get you there, or something else. But
so yeah,
it could work.
definitely if people people like to net deck and don't like to innovate a lot. So if someone's playing against you and you drop the Merfolk and they start seeing the Smee and the Calhouns, they're gonna be like, oh, he's playing Zan's list. And then you on 5, you ink to 5 and you drop a beast, you're gonna catch them off guard. I bet you anything because they're gonna be thinking, oh, you're on Zan's list. So and then if a
But
beast, if you catch someone off guard with the beast and draws four cards or triggers twice, like dude, the beast got mega value. So yeah, so
it's a solid green steel list. I like that he put that resist +2 in there. He double seeing it with Ursula. Something's getting resist +4, surviving for sure. And then you're drawing 2 cards.
I didn't think about that. I never thought about Ursula singing that song, right? Then you get double resist, double draw.
I don't know about
It's the
that.
same thing.
Did he ever sing
It's
it?
the same thing. Like if you had that other song where it's characters can't challenge, or this chosen character can't challenge. Boom, these 2 people can't challenge. I draw 2 cards. These 2 people can't quest. I draw 2 cards. Either of those. I think
it's pretty cool.
I think the resist is pretty good because I think it's going into the Amber Steel matchup, and it's like it's all damage spells. Let me just resist 2 here, resist 2 here, draw 2 cards.
Yeah,
I like how
I'm
he's
not a
able to
fan of
handle.
that. Yeah,
He's
I'm
able
not-
to handle the aggro matchup with the Calhoun,
muses.
and then I think he's able to. He goes to blue red. He's like, well, Merfolk's me. Start going burr, quest, quest, and and then you still like on the decks that he has to go heavy discard with the old like the original. He still in his deck list can go original. A few weeks ago or last month, green steel.
Yeah,
So he doesn't lose that aspect of it. It's
yeah,
cool.
the one thing this lacks is removal for big bodies. Like I don't, it's like super hard to get rid of Shark and Tamatoa in this list. But I guess you just got to try to finish the game before you get there, which I still think is really hard. I don't think this deck is supposed to 2-0 red blue. I think I think he was probably trying to maybe sneak out some 2-0s, but like with the surprise factor. But I think it's still a 1-1 list. I'm not a big fan of the I'm still here. I was testing this exact list, but I think I would definitely bring it down to 2. And since I cut some uninkables, I was trying Mother Knows Best to help with the putting the things back to discard, but
even the shift target stop.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
The shift target Mother's Knows Best.
No, I was talking about like actual Mother Knows Best. Like
no, I know,
like
I know you're on the shift target too, right?
No, I was trying. That was a different list, bro. That's the spice, bro. That's the spice. I'm trying to send out.
Everyone.
I'm trying to send out, bro. But yeah, we'll go on to the next list. Patrick, I can't pronounce his name. Coty, the Amber Steel. I mean the Purple Steel. Eddie's about to get all jealous right now.
What are your thoughts on this one, Eddie?
All right, I get to say something for once.
So I caught you. I'm like, wait, he hasn't said nothing. We'll let you talk on this one. Go ahead.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, 12 1-drops. I'm a big fan of that. You have the full bounce package. That's what I was running in. Love to see it here. It's really consistent, really low to the ground. This just outdraws and wrecks blue-red. I mean, with that consistency. You got the Rose, you got the Goats, you got 4 Genies. No Rabbits. I do like Rabbits a little more just to have that draw consistency. But this
no Rabbits as well.
Is more on the aggressive side. You're on 4 Docks, so I get it. It's super consistent. I was on 4 Docks myself. He's on 1 Friends, 4 Strength. Just super consistent. I would like some Zeus in this package, but I get this deck super low to the ground, go wide, always have a 1-drop. I love that. I wish I could have that.
I think this is probably one of the decks that will be the net deck. Like I can put this together and just be consistent. Like I'm gonna play.
This is a well-rounded. You can take it to locals, do good. You can take it to
Yeah.
side champs, do good. Because that's the thing with purple steel and these purple red decks sometimes. Well, except as he went like strictly like on one side. But like when you build these, it's like so well rounded into like everything, right? Like Genie is a good card in general. Like Crab is a good card. All these one drops are good in general. Yeah, Fox, me, right? Like Cajon,
The one
Doc. Like,
friends,
they're
it's
always good.
kind
They're
of
not
throwing
just
me off,
specifically one deck.
but
I like the friend.
the one friends, like just one, just like yeah,
That's
if I
fine.
go,
Thank you,
it's
Eddie.
fine.
Thank you, Danny, for saying it because I don't like we'll go through. It's like yeah, I like it. The one friends, the for this and that. I'm like okay, but if someone just says that I'm playing one friends,
Like what?
then it's like everyone like, well, you're playing one friends. That's weird.
Why
They're
do you
like,
play
what's
it?
wrong with you? I've said told
What?
people like, oh, I'm only on two friends. It's like what? What? That's so weird. I'm like, okay, but if
I
it's
don't
a
think
top
there's
tier
anything
list, all of a
wrong.
sudden it
Yeah.
looks clean.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like a one friend.
I don't know.
It makes
What?
sense because
I don't.
he's on no rabbit. You know, if you're on 4 dock, a lot of times you want to have nothing in your hand because you're running dock. So the friends just keeps you being able to just keep the draw engine going without.
It's the same.
having
It's the
to
same
pay
thing as like
for-
the one bell. It's like the probability of you drawing it is so low, and
Yeah.
it's just okay. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it's like, oh, I need to draw this one card out, and then I guess, oh, I draw the friends. Okay. Great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's what it's there. That's what it's there for.
Yeah,
for
sometimes
I think in like a purple red like this list though, and then we were talking about it. Me and Carlos, Batman, obviously from this podcast, guys, that we actually like patch like Vivian's list a
yeah,
little bit more.
I like it too. But he made it first.
Yeah, we
so
like it a little bit
just-
more. This
But
one, like,
he didn't make
not
it.
having rabbit when you're playing 4 fox and 4 snakes, and you start getting, let's say, you start going against purple reds or purple steel mirrors, and they're on like 4 rabbits, 3 rabbits, because this one's not like on hyper aggro maleficence. Like, it's gonna be if it's it's still like a mid-rangey like tempo list. So someone that has the same list, but instead goes, maybe 2 genie, like more like rabbits somewhere. They're gonna definitely get outvalued. One friends, 4 dock only. I know it has the genie, but that only draws once. Not a consistent draw engine. Could be low, but like I said, this is specifically targeted for maybe a specific reason. I do like Vivian's a little bit more list than this, but this one's still very solid. I would just me personally with 4 snakes, 4 foxes. There's no way I'm not having at least 2 rabbits in there. Like you could do those one of spicy rabbit. I don't know, maybe a 2-2 split with the genie. I don't know.
Yeah, well, bouncing the dock is still vital, but no, I agree. I like Bivens' list more. I just showed this one because we're just going with the list at top,
farthest.
the furthest. But huge
Out of
shout out
respect,
to Zach
personally,
Bivens,
the farthest,
man's man's deserved the world's invite so bad, bro. He's done some insane like pushes through DLCs, and he just always fell short. He always fell short, but
he's went to all the DLCs. Plus, I think they said that he went to like a couple European ones.
I think
That's
so.
wild.
But he's basically
Like,
topped a lot of events.
Bro, I
when
hope
he
you make
yeah.
one,
He's
please.
the
Yeah.
LCCC CCCC champ.
Yeah.
Bro, if they
You
gave
know,
out
so-
trophies for, if they
Yeah.
gave out trophies like the person that went to the most events, he goes back there.
Probably Vivian's, honestly.
Yeah.
Any-
Yeah,
go.
but yeah, one thing I gotta say is I do agree. If you guys want to pick up a list, I would say this one easier to pick up, but I do think Zach Bivens is more consistent and better if you're putting in the time into the deck. So that's just my opinion on it. But if you have time to
also,
put
I
into
do
the
wanna
deck, I would say Bivens.
Yeah, I do want to say if you're a casual competitor, like a casual player, you really want to make that little one step further into like competitive scene. I think definitely look into Amethyst Steel is a really good way to go because you still play the kind of the easy making decisions, but it just plays a lot of good cards to where they can still beat really good decks and be competitive in the meta. So I would recommend these two if you want to jump from that casual to pro. I recommend it being Amethyst Steel.
Right now.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Going on with Sean Lang,
Sean.
our
Oh, there you go.
local.
We already talked about this.
Yeah, we were talking about it.
Yeah, our local,
But
but,
I
I
do-
do
I
want to
do
give him a
like
shout out
the-
again.
Yeah. Again, I do like the queens. I do like the aerial singer person that no one ever plays with. It's great to see it.
Super
Crazy
Sonic.
one treeborn frog, Lilo, just in case you guys didn't know. But
Yeah.
hey, it worked. It worked.
Two
I
Criminal
like
Minds.
Yeah, I like the criminal minds. See,
Yeah.
Criminal Minds. That's good.
Carsolid.
Yeah, shout out to him. Obviously, kind of local over here, and he did finish second in Seattle. So obviously, he's showing up as a really good player.
Hey,
So
3 Daisy.
yeah,
I don't know how many Inkables he has, but I think my whole list would be exactly the same. But instead of playing the Sonic Blast Aerial, I would just go to 2 Naveen's. Like I said, I know it's from an Inkable to an Inkable. I don't know how much he is, but that's the only thing.
I really
on
like this.
15.
I really like this list
15.
too.
Not bad. It's like right, perfect number, 15, and he was set. Yep.
Any word,
who's
Eddie?
next? Oh,
No,
You do not have to go diggity to be blue red, guys. This guy's proved it. You don't have to do it. You know, you can grind. You can get in there. You know, I keep telling people, also realizing like willing blue red is not that bad.
yeah.
I don't
It's
know,
not.
like when they do it, this and that, but like when they go like a few turns, like molding and like visions and like popsicle, and if they play
They're
hard,
grabbing cards they
obviously
want.
sometimes you just don't play that. But if they do play into those things, then like you like a good wheel, like it's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, because when you're
Because the
visioning and
blue,
stuff, you're imagining they're grabbing cards that they need, right? So if you're ripping those cards,
yes,
then
exactly.
you're hitting good cards.
Yeah, and you have to read it too, but like it's like you kind of read it, and it's like, because what if you're a blue red player, you're gonna be like, oh, I just won't grab good cards. I
Yeah,
don't think
you
that's
can't
kind
do
of the
that.
there
Yeah,
you go.
you
You know,
can't do
that's why
that.
you play multiples of something like, well, they wheel me. I hope I see the other one. As I play four of this, three of this. But
Yeah.
so I
You
do
got
like the route that he was kind of aggro. Oh, you kind of starting to catch up. Wheel,
yeah.
boom. Here's another board with Pete. Oh, aggro. You know, and playing four Pete. You know,
I
I feel
would
like that's
yeah.
definitely crucial. If you're playing a wheel deck, you have to go for Pete.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way.
I would say count your discard too. Like if you're thinking about wheeling, like look at your discard. How many daisies are in there? How many Lilos are in there? How many Smees
What
are
are you
in
gonna
there?
draw?
How many
Yeah.
Pete's are in there? Because if you're gonna wheel and you have a high chance of hitting two Daisy Ducks because you only have one in your discard or you haven't seen a single one and you also haven't seen a single Smee, that means there's a high chance that if you wheel and you have 6 ink available, you can drop like double Daisy, double Smee.
Easy. Yeah.
Or Daisy Pete or Daisy Smee Pete if you have the ink, and that is gonna be broken, bro. Like,
And
and
like when they
especially if
go
you,
Pete and then seeing wheel and then just like with the leftover ink, just play a bunch of little ones. It's
yeah,
like go ahead. You either have big Caesar or you lose.
yeah, I just threw away a big Sisu. Now you have to hope that you got wheeled into one. Like it's I think this deck is good. I kept telling Dre, I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
dude,
it's
this deck
fucking
is good. I don't know. I get it. The blue red matchup is bad sometimes, but it's still very doable. And I just think this deck is overall strong. Like, I just never like to play the deck. I hate breaking with wheels. It's more consistent now. I'm more willing to play it because I'm looking at these lists, and most of these are less than 16 uninkables now. Way more willing to try it out since we cut out the grabs, but just didn't have. I just didn't put the time into even picking it up to test it until like the very last day. I was playing so much green still. I was like, let me try some Amber still. I played like 4 games and it was just cracked, bro. I was like, bro, I'm about to make the switch right now, but I didn't.
Eddie, I know you saw him personally play a little bit of this of it. What do you think about the list? I know you play Amber Steel and you saw him play himself.
Yeah, I mean, the queen would really, I think, was the
Shined, right?
difference. Yeah, it really makes a difference, and it makes sense when you have these 1/4s, these big-bodied, willpower heavy characters just synergize well. Like just for example, like there was like a turn where the Maui, his Ariel, he has a queen and a Cinderella. Quest with the queen,
Oh,
puts up
so
the
good. I remember this.
Cinderella, takes
Mm-hmm.
out the Maui. Queen just sets up good trades. Um, Throughout the whole game, it's a hard out for Ruby, the 4 strength. And I do like the 15 uninkable count. It really makes it a little bit more consistent, less bricky. The one of Lilo, one of Sonic, Ariel, one of Naveen. Those are very clutch cards for like certain situations where just that one of it can make a difference. And I mean, it's a solid list. I saw Sean pilot this like perfectly, and even and he, the game
Very
does
good.
come down to like luck of the draw, and Sean was definitely on it with that on his matchup.
Also, it does have a shift too. You can wheel. Let's not forget that the queen can shift on too. Will you? Not necessarily, but you do have that option, so it's
Queen
pretty
is still
good.
good, guys. I don't know why people are not playing the
Yeah,
card.
Also, it
I think
makes your
it's awesome.
Daisy a 5/4.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was thinking about running her in my living line for the 3v3. I was like, dude, she's
It's
still
good,
solid.
man.
Yeah,
Delivers
Yeah,
good
still
trades.
solid.
It's good.
Yeah, she's
So
still
we
a
got
really
silver.
solid card. I don't know why people are taking it out, but I mean, obviously they were taking it out for a while. Maybe it was a meta call, but like just because these cards are getting, we talk about it all the time. Just because these cards are getting taken out doesn't mean that they're bad cards. They're just maybe not the specific time for the meta. But if you're trying to innovate and if it feels good and you test it and you like it and it fits your playstyle, if it's not a bad card, like feel free to play it. Like it's not. I don't know why
I
people
would
are so
also
upset.
recommend this as a set champ. You know how we talk about Eds don't take this exact. It was personally for that. I feel like this is a good, well-rounded
Oh
list that
yeah,
can do well in set
100%.
champs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, it's just so hard to surprise someone. Like once they see a small queen, they're like, all right.
Yeah, you're on the
They're
queen
like,
for
all right,
sure.
who's playing queen for no reason?
No,
Just a
100%, but it's not a surprise
vanilla
factor, but
one drop.
it's still
The
strong.
thing
Like,
is, the queen standing. Now you're thinking like, if I do this, if he has it in hand, like, should I even waste my removal on this little queen? Like, it just starts going a lot through your head. It's
Yeah.
like,
not
feel
only
like
that, like a lot of favorite
in
trades.
a no, yeah,
Yep.
in a good player's hand, the queen pops off. That's where I
Right.
would kind of warn new players. But if you want to learn, this is a very I think strong Amber Steel deck, definitely.
All right,
Yep.
guys.
One more.
Last but not least, the spiciest deck of them all, piloted by
Lurple.
our boy RMB, from Team Labyrinth. Dude, congrats! I just want to take this time to say congrats to that team, bro. They've shown I can't even say the word right now. It's so late.
Exceptional.
Exceptional performances. Unfortunately, he was one game short away from making Worlds, making it three Team Labyrinth players to be in Worlds, but Sailor did make it in. So we got Luke and Sailor from Team Labyrinth making it to Worlds. So pretty impressive by them.
Pretty impressive team. Impressive team,
Pretty
man.
impressive team.
They're making it.
So hopefully Team TCG can get to that standing eventually. We got to put our time in. So definitely,
Are they- are they
I'm
in
sure they
that-
all put a lot of time into the game.
I noticed that league thing that I see going around, like where teams are playing against each other. Like, are they part of that?
Luke is either co-host or helps get that together. So yeah,
that's pretty
I don't
dope.
think they're gonna play in it, but I think actually I think they were the first team to play in it, but I don't know if they're like fully involved in it because I know Luke is kind of like he's always the one casting it along with someone else,
Okay.
but I think Luke is pretty involved in that ICL or whatever. But I was trying to get us in there, but unfortunately he was full already. But hopefully next one. I told him to keep us in mind. Yeah.
Yeah. The
But
only thing I would have liked to saw in this deck list would have been Manners. I think Manners would have took it just a little further.
so the
this
other guy was
deck
playing
list
it. Yeah.
combined. Yeah, that's why this deck list combined with a little bit of the other guy's deck list of having the Manners, I think would have been super spicy, and I think it would have been just that extra to get him across.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
And the other
Manners,
guy was not his teammate, right? Like, they didn't like
No,
talk
I don't
about it
think so.
together. They
No.
knew each other. Okay, they were
The
like
other
just two
guy-
people that made the call.
I
Yeah.
saw the other guy made a video say he qualified in the LCQ. He went 10-0 in the LCQ.
Sheesh.
And then he climbed all the way to top 6. I think also
do you mean
top
10 now?
16. Like
So
you know,
he went
he did drop. He
2-0
told everyone.
2-0.
Like, he
Yeah.
2-0'd all his 5 opponents. Didn't even go to
Yeah.
game 3.
Yeah,
Dang,
exactly.
Crazy.
With his
Yep.
so some Blurple really coming through for the first time in like a serious.
I also, if you want to play Blurple, I would also recommend to pick up either of their lists, this guy or R&Bs or the other guys. I think both of them are pretty spot on, card for card. I'm sure there's a little tweaks you can make on your flavor or your playstyle, but I wouldn't make that many changes from this list or the other lists. I like them a lot. Like Danny said, maybe Manners. I was thinking the same thing. Maybe take out the Let It Go. You already have 3 Hades, and you could constantly bounce it with your 8 bounce target or your 8 bounce characters. But
No, there's one card that I know. I don't even think if the other guy has it. There's one card that I do tell Blurple players. I know he doesn't have it. This is the only change I would make. I think Alice is very good. I think in this like tempo, specifically the way he plays it, I think Tipo being able to ink it as well. Obviously, if it's like a breaker for some reason, right? But I think it's the only one where you can go Alice and then you can play your Genie, and then you can have a Genie Ward, which is pretty good because now they're putting pressure with the Alice, right? And we know how it goes if you start swinging with Blurple. They swing at your Alice, but then you start like bouncing your 1-drops, or then crab this, hit that, or you know what I mean? It's like you can capitalize on them hitting an Alice because they have to hit it with something that's at least 4 strength.
yeah, I think the
So they
biggest
have to waste a good fat swing on it at least, right? At least a solid, especially on the curve they're in. So you're on turn 3 to 4, 3, 4, 5. So 4 swinger, like you better already have a 4 swinger ready or waste. I've had people waste multiple 2 challenges on that one card, and because blue and purple have tempo, they can take that advantage of like, oh, okay, well you just wasted challenge on this. Here's like 3 more 1-drops.
Yeah.
Here's like like another Genie with like a Chernobog, and like you start just putting a lot. So that's the only thing. Also being able to like make like like we said, your rabbit and your goat, you don't have the bounce, you can protect them with Alice.
Yeah.
And if you have a goat, or I can't bounce it this turn, but it's for sure gonna get bounced next turn.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I that's the only thing I like Alice and Blurple. but I think this is obviously, these guys have probably grinded way more than I have, but there's that interaction, obviously.
Yeah, I was hearing Luke talk about it on stream today. I was watching a stream just to kind of get his insight on his Continental's experience. He said he helped the R&B test this list a lot. One thing I can see why maybe they didn't add the Atlas, he didn't really say if they tested it, but he said that they wanted to make this deck kind of something it struggles with. And a reason why R&B picked it was because he feel like he can win on the draw with this deck. So I think definitely adding Atlas wouldn't help with that. For sure, maybe it'll make your winning on the play more consistent, but winning on the draw, I think, is what they.
It makes your winning on the draw harder.
Yeah. So I can see maybe not adding it just because of that. Like you're probably gonna. It's not a card that's gonna help you win on the draw, and I feel like with this deck, I feel like it has no problem winning on the play. I think what you want to do is add cards that are gonna help you win on the draw. So
honestly, that's the battle I'm battling with Blue Steel. So I understand because Blue Steel, like when they say Sapphire playing on the draw, it's a little bit more rough. So I understand. I've had that issue too of like, well, Alice really sucks on the draw, so.
Yeah.
But it's amazing on the play. Like you kind of have to pick it. Like, I want to win. Do I trust myself that I'm gonna auto win? If I play Alice, I better auto win every game that I'm on the play.
Well, once Blue gets in some type of not removal,
board
but
wipe,
some type of call, like where it's a let it go, but it also combine freeze all characters for one turn, something where it gives them that one more stall. I think Lurkle is going to be insane, and blue red, of course.
Yeah. We keep talking about it. It doesn't need to be a board wipe specifically, but some kind of board stall, like you said. I know it's kind of like in purple, but I mean the thing that would make the most sense would be for the blue identity would be to board wipe and put it all into your equal. But
they go.
But I think even to make it the blurple work, I think putting a blue where it freezes all of them, like I think that would work. Like freeze the whole board for a turn, like turn them all sideways, freeze them all for a turn. Like even that would help the actual blurple itself, and I think that would actually make it better because I think that will make blue red that broken. You get what I'm saying? Because they don't want to keep characters on the board. They want them gone. So I think the ink one would probably make blue red better versus freezing it all would only help the blurple side. So.
And not even freezing. I think there should be a card because in purple, like if it's a blowout, because it's just about exert all opposing characters. Because Blurple has no issue of like going wide and keeping up, but it's like when it's not, you have no like blow them out because sometimes they're standing and you just can't do nothing about it, right? Like I only have one else up. I need to exert everything that you have. Because Blurple, some good players will be like, well, I have these 4 characters standing. I have lethal. I'll just keep them standing past.
Yeah.
The purple's like, you know what I mean? Like, well, we're not dropping Nokia or the Elsa shit. Like, that's why exert everything at least to be able to, because you have rushers in purple and you have bouncers, so you can like get your value that way.
I think it would have to be exert for a turn though to give them that turn to play it and then quest out and then next turn deal with it versus losing that tempo. Yeah. So you exert everything, get that tempo, quest for that turn, and then next turn clear.
I just feel like it'd be broken.
Yeah.
That would be
broken. It can be, maybe.
Yeah.
You're muted, Eddie. I can't hear you, or I think you're muted.
Yo, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I was saying, last set people were running the Ana, the 7-drop.
I was thinking about it,
on the play. And they were combining that with the Genie where it doesn't ready exerted character.
Yeah. That's too much, though. That's too much.
Exactly. That's too much, but it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
One card that combines both.
Make it better.
What it needs, right?
Yeah.
Like those funny things when we talk about, well, purple red doesn't have a way to deal with items. It's like, but they do. They have that Magica dispel that bounces the item.
Yeah,
I
know, right?
Yeah, boy, not realistic. It's so hard.
You got the idea, but I would say the key to purple is Elsa control. That's how you control the boards with Elsa comboing with your crabs, with your foxes, and finding good trades. So if you're gonna try this deck, understand that. Yeah.
Solid list. Congrats to everyone that made it that far.
But sorry for speed running through the deck list. We wanted to make this shorter than we want to make this shorter than an hour and a half. But obviously, there's a lot of information on this one. But hopefully, you guys enjoy the really long episode. Once again, thank you everyone. We really appreciate it. Just wanted to say my thank yous. Thank you to everyone that supported me when I was playing Continentals. Honestly, anytime when you're playing a big event like this and like if it feels like almost the Dragon Ball collecting the Spirit Bomb, like anytime you're playing a big event like this and you just need that like one win away, like it always feels good to hear people tell you like, oh dude, you got this, bro, you got this. Like bring your self-esteem up and stuff like that. So I appreciate anyone that was right there writing with me, sending me message. I know Adam, he sent me a message like, dude, you got this, bro. He was following me through Melee. Big Steven from Quest Kids, he was texting me every round. He was watching me. Hey, bro, you got it. Split. Obviously, I'm bummed about the split, but he'd be like, split, bro, you got the next one. Like that. That means so much. Like if you guys ever been, I'm sure Hector, when you top like that, like us telling you that, like that means so much to anyone that's in that
It's
position.
like literally when I
It's like
talked in
that boost, bro.
Vegas,
It's like the spirit bomb.
Yeah, I was like, I had like 6, 7, 8 people in my room helping me prepare. Literally 6 people watching the games I was playing to prepare for. Like, and then well, we should do this. Well, what if you do this? What if you do this? Like, it's all amazing, man. Like, it's cool.
Yeah, it's a crazy experience. So I really appreciate that. But we'll let Danny do his famous outro that we tried to replicate last time.
Yeah.
I am back, everybody.
We said the set champs, right? We said the set champs.
Yeah. So yeah, once again, TCG set champs.
Yeah. So once more, we want to thank everyone for joining us today. We hope you made it all the way to the end of our video. Don't forget, this is the first weekend that's gonna happen for set champs. At TCG on the Saturday, right? January 18th at TCG Top Choice Gaming in the city of Redlands.
See y'all there.
Triple case turning, basically. Triple case.
Yeah. Plus set champs.
Plus set champs. Plus, there's gonna be the artist Kendall Hall, right? Kendall.
Yeah.
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
We might even get more cards signed for raffles now. Jeez, for raffles part 2, maybe. Yep.
Let's go.
Be on the lookout. But once more, we want to thank everyone for always supporting us, continuing to say what's up to us, saying what's up to us at the LCQ. We want to thank you guys. Always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps the algorithm so much, and it helps us continue to help this community grow. But until next time, keep on cooking and keep on questing. Peace.